All right, hello Revenyan. How are we all doing today? Playing some nebulous nonsense and whatnot here on the area official number 5 server. Managed to snake a spot at the last second here. Just finally got full lobby up. Nebulobby Fleet Command is a very real thing. We end up staring at this thing and then you hop into the editor for a minute, get distracted, and then next thing you know, you're the last person everyone's waiting on. But we managed to find ourselves a little lobby here. I appear to actually be the big fish in the room, so have to well, the balancing factor is even though it does say that I'm captain compared to a bunch of other blue ranks, I'm still not the greatest at this game. And I regularly find myself getting dumpstered and surprised by things that I've not seen before. So, that being said, looks like we're CL gaming today. All right, let's do this. That said, I am a both fan of the OOSP and the ANIAS, the two factions there in the base game. So, gonna represent the ANIAS today. Got ourselves a couple teammates here. Ooh, I'm liking this. GDI, throwback to Command & Conquer, and like super early. It's like, was that like late 90s? I think first CNC came out. I was a big fan of the second one, the Tiberium Sun, I believe it was. You went Tiberium Dawn, then Tiberium Sun. Yeah, that was good times. I also remember I played Command & Conquer 4 at one point, and that was certainly a game. I don't want to say it was a bad game, but it sure didn't feel like a Command & Conquer game. Kind of a weird one, that. Just waiting for the lobby to kick off nowadays. Take myself a big sippy for good luck. I'm dropping in on the Belt, which, if I remember right, is a kind of weirdly laid out map. It's a big X with 5 points. All of them kind of like equidistance, so there's no naturals really to capture. It's just kind of, hey, pick a lane and fight for it. So I'm trying to do a interesting fleet here where I've got a pair of light cruisers and a pair of little jammer corvettes to go along with them. The idea being that the light cruiser is pretty good in a gunfight, and then the little jammer corvette that goes along with just provides the electronic warfare package and extra stuff that I couldn't fit. So that's kind of the plan. I was planning on running them split apart, but I might double them up and try and do something like that. I've been trying to get better at micro in the game where I can, multitask a little bit, try and play. They're called dad fleets, where you have a lot of small assets and various things you can go around the map and cap things with. There's a difference between like a cap fleet and a dad fleet, although I don't know the exact specifics. It's one of those kind of like arbitrary terminologies to come up and have fun with. But anyways, we're just waiting for our last person to ready up. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Just got to ready, unready, and we'll get this game on so you can get some nebulous nonsense in on this Wednesday day. I'm a fan of the puns. All right. Let's go. There we are. Hung there for a second. I was like, I hope the game doesn't crash. Loading into the old battle space here. We'll see how the Belt is laid out. It's not one of the maps I play very often. So, yeah, here's what I mean. It's a big kind of X formation where you see the points here. These are all kind of like in the middle of the map. Here's our deploy zone. Here's the enemy deploy zone. There's a big rock in my face around the outside. Okay, cool. So we've got these little lumpy asteroids we're going to be dueling over. B point is always going to be a slaughter. It's kind of like the A point on pillars, so we're just going to treat it like that. This is... where do we want to go? They're just chitter-chattering about the map here. There's some comparisons. I think this is one of the older maps. I know some of them have kind of been left abandoned. They don't have the orange vertical line, which was a interesting story about how that was figured out. Apparently, you need to add a water texture to like the Unity files, so then you get the orange vertical indicator when you're trying to like push up against asteroids, which is a really weird thing to have. But yeah, that was a interesting little nebulous modded fleet map making story that I heard about secondhand about why some of the old maps, the custom ones, they don't have the vertical indicator, but then the newer ones do, because people figured out that's one of the things you need to add. All because there was one map, I think called Red River, which was a Martian map that had water on it, so they included a water texture, and then that somehow is what was pulled upon the game's assets to make it so you can see where you're going. Anyways, just looking at my team here, kind of deploying on that side. I think that maybe pushing... okay. We're going to deploy in tandem here, I think. Because the idea is that these are two independent little CLs that have their little friend to go along with them, just as electronic warfare. I could try and double lane here. Yeah, you know what? We're going to try and do our thing. So we're going to try and take over the A and the D points here, respectively. Trying to work this outside corner of the map. Our teammates look like they're going to deploy high and try and contest here. I'm pretty sure the GDI 9 lives will go C. So we'll see how things go from there. Yeah. Little wiggle for good luck. Just waiting on Rose Assassins, spelled with a Z's. And yes, I do say Z. I am Canadian. Personally, I think that Z sounds better than Z, but maybe that's just me. So if I remember our comp right, we've only got like one Axford, so that's very limited in terms of our amount of 450 we can bring. But we only technically need one thing of 450 to knock out big enemy ships like bulk freighters and Ocellos and stuff. The rest of it we can get done with the Vauxhall, which is a very good hull in the right hands. I've seen very... Ooh, that's a big drive flare. Say, a warning, be like... There we are. Just gonna go with what we know. So, one of the essential things about making the Vauxhall work is bow tanking well with it. You need to point nose towards the enemy. We're gonna set our formation to loose now, so that way our ship here stays kind of behind them. Actually, maybe setting it to true formation, because I'm pretty sure this Corvette is a little faster. Yeah, we're gonna go with true formation then. There's one big, so we're assuming there's a bulk freighter or a container liner down there. You can kind of tell a little bit on deploy because you see the enemy's retro burn as they try and slow down from the, like... It's not faster than light speed, but it's the faster than combat speed that they travel at in the battles... Well, not the battle space, the area outside the battle space. So yes, moving towards the points, respectively. We've got our formation set up, so our little jamming Corvette hides behind our big light cruiser here. Kind of the idea of taking your little Corvette for a walk. We've got a jamming package on the back here, which is a golf ball jammer to jam enemy communications. So command-guided missiles will not be functional within about 4 kilometers of our ship, give or take. I believe that it's technically possible to get past that, but it's really hard because like the closer you get to a jamming source, the stronger it is. So see how that goes. Our plan is to try and punch down on enemy assets that are lighter than us. So anything that is not, well, basically, if it's not a bulk freighter, we can take a fight with it. Okay, bulk freighter or Ocello, but you don't see Ocellos as much these days. Bit of a shame, because I do actually like the Ocello hull. I think it's very interesting seeing both the ANS and OSP stuff brought together and how that can kind of interact just with the collective arsenals you get. You can just see our pathing set here. I'm going to set these to flank so that they go super fast. Idea being that I want to get to this point sooner rather than later and then cap it and then hopefully hold it just by staying kind of in standoff distance. If I have to sacrifice my jamming Corvette for the point, I can do that, but I'd really rather not since these things are a little bit expensive. Turns out having to include the blanket jammers is like 50 points a piece, and the hull itself is probably about 200. So let's call it like a 300 to 350 point hull. I did put a little bit extra spice into it, yeah.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, it's a combo that I've been experimenting with and have kind of taken a liking to. Unfortunately, we don't see very far with this. I did not have the stuff to include a spyglass, so we are limited to a 9.5 kilometer radar range, namely because the parallax inside the light cruiser is only able to go that far. I had experimented with doing a pair of light cruisers and a spyglass frigate with jamming package as well, and that works very well in a fleet where you can put 2 CLs together, but the idea behind this is that they're able to run independently of each other. Ooh, we see our first track of the game there. Now the question is, what is that? You can see it coming in on the radar ranges here, so now disappearing. I think we lost line of sight on it. I don't actually know what got us the track on that. I'm going to assume it was this here. This is a... I'm betting this is just a little spyglass Corvette. You can get these for like 215 points, and way back in like the ANS versus ANS days, they were a absolute steal, and you would see tons of them. Personally, I like the variant that's 255 points. You have to include a reactor booster, but it lets you put a pinard on the bottom. And the pinard is a highly underrated module, in my opinion. I think that it is very good in that when more people start realizing that you can use this thing and just kind of like spy on the enemy without letting them know. Because when you're tracked in this game, you do get the little yellow X here, and it says, hey, you've been tracked by enemy sensors. The pinard doesn't do that. And with just one of them, you can get a kind of sense of where somebody is likely to be. If you put 2 offside scouts for like 255 points, that's like 500 points-ish. Like, see, now I'm getting tracked here, which is a bit of a problem. Hello, you. We're just going to lock onto you. And I'm going to fire some HE RPFs and some jamming. Kablop. There we are. It's our job to make sure that we get the enemy. Ooh, we have company.
Understood.
All right, we're going to fire jamming here. Ah, oh. I hear trouble. Okay, that's a bulk freighter there. All right, we're going to fire HE rounds at that then. Trying to keep them jammed here. So we've confirmed that is also a bulk freighter. All right, cool, cool, cool. We're actually just going to dive down here. Oh, hi, Christek. Meow to you two. Going to fire our jammers at this. So, yep. And now we're going to turn on the comms jammer. And because we just see those incoming now, we have our own anti-missile missiles fired in return. Yep. Bunch of size 2s. Come here, buddy. I'm betting I can take you. Oh, we got more of them coming in this way, so we're going to adjust our jamming cones like so. Womp womp. We're going to shut off our radars. That way we will not get ARAD tracked. Turn on battle short just to make sure that these do get jammed. Yep. Wop 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 wop. Away they go. Haha, suckers. Here we are. So we know that the enemy is about the place, and we need to get out of here. So I'm going to turn off battle short there, and you can turn off your flank mode. I think we're going to try and push onto that one, going around the outside like so. Turn off our jammer, which I affectionately named the balls device on the back of the ship here. See a couple of them trying to come around here. Ooh. Okay, will that one hit? I don't think it will. Nope. Okay, that is a problem. So that is got to be an Acello here. Oop, time to turn on jamming and stuff. Ah, command. Jam, 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 jam. Yoo! Ooh, okay, that's a little close. For comfort, just gonna turn jamming this direction again. Wop, wop. Now then. All right, so a lot of stuff is rapidly happening here. We are going to try and get out of range of that because that was problematic. You see our active decoy getting shed here, drawing some of the enemy's attention. We're able to jam them, and there's a lot of fire coming this way. Okay, so we have multiple Acellos and stuff. I need to do some sneakiness here, so we're going to put one jammer pointed up and one jammer pointed down to hopefully break that lock. See me trying to play around here, keeping my fleet away from the enemies. Keeping the heading pointed that way. So with jamming facing directions. How goes it? It goes. We just got shot at by missiles, but we didn't get hit by anything. So, hey, good for us. We're just hiding under a rock currently. I'm going to adjust the positioning of my support corvette here so that it is better positioned. Like so. Also, Archivist. Hey, how you doing? Were you doing anything before this? I checked to see if you're alive. Yeah. Congrats on not getting hit. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this has worked out because I kind of charged onto the 2 points on the outside here and expected to get clobbered, and I have so far not. So, go me. You doing all right? All right. Nice to hear. Okay, I know there's something over this way, so I'm going to put an attack ping here as a reference, because when I put an attack ping down, now I can use that as a heading setter and kind of go over there. Just got home a bit ago, but you might stream tonight. All right, I might try and tune in for that if I can. Got my schedule tonight set to play tabletop games with friends. Might also just be able to pop my head in now and then and say hi. All right, now, we can see the rest of my team here engaging on various targets. Yeah, this shuttle got completely whacked here. Smack, smack. So, good stuff. All right, now, I just need to figure out where the rest of the enemy fleet is, because we saw a bunch of them down here with the Acellos. Ooh, the Rose Soul. That's one of the ships from one of the starter fleets, I think. So, hey, lurk mean the world on this platform? Yeah, exactly. It's just like the little viewers that count. It's like, even if you're not watching or engaging too much, just being here is nice. Gonna adjust my headings here a little bit. I believe that they went and hid. I'm tracked by something, but I can't see what. There you are. All right, let's try and lock onto that. There we go. We're going to fire HERPF rounds at that. Bam, 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 bam. And we're going to fire your jammers and lock onto you with everything. There we go. And then bam, bam, bam. And now you're going to turn on your jamming. There we go. Hopefully anything that they fire at us is going to get jammed here. I don't know if they have ARAD or not. We're going to find out. You're going to fire your jammer as well, and you're going to fire your... So yeah, this thing is getting absolutely blanketed and peppered with every shot. I think it's just a tug with a missile launcher. Yeah, they seem to be kind of missing there. You see our anti-missile missiles firing out here. Nice little package that I managed to include. They're very cheap, which is quite nice. So, got pepper away at this thing. Clonk. Pretty happy with how this is going so far. Gonna turn off battle short just so I don't accidentally cook myself. Battle short means that you can fire when your weapons would normally, or your jamming would normally be on cooldown. So, should be dead any second. I believe that's the death star. Well, whatever it is not long for the world. I'm going to fire AP rounds on the off chance that this is a monitor. I don't think it is, but we're going to try it. See, we're no longer tracked, so I'm assuming that I completely peppered this thing with everything. Actually, I'm going to fire some HE rounds just in case. We'll give them the full salvo. They got HE RPF, we've got AP rounds, we've got HE rounds. We're being tracked by something else, I'm not sure by what. These, maybe? I'm betting maybe that's an early warning radar over there that sees us, so we're just going to have to hide under the rocks here. Roculus is, of course, the best point defense. That shape suggests a tug, just we saw the brief outline of it. You sometimes hear the alarm bells. Okay, there it is. Now it is dead. We're going to order all of our fleet to cease fire on that and then cancel the lock orders, which I have to do manually. But that ship is now dead since we heard the alarm bells. And very good for us. So, I could possibly try and push on this. This is a fleet of cargo feeders, which have respectable armor, meaning I have to use AP rounds against them. Can't use the juicy high explosive. But at the same time, I'm pretty happy with just having controlled this side of the map. You can see our friendly forces pushing up into the middle here, so I think that we will go for that push commitment. Trying to just go around the corner here and then group up with our allies. I haven't seen too many of the enemy's light assets, so I'm thinking maybe they just didn't bring very many of them after all. We're just going to go ahead and push towards them. I'm expecting these to be mass drivers. Yeah, you can see the mass driver flares. We zoom in there for a second, just them firing off. Ooh, you can see all the gun smoke left over from the bulk raiders up here. So this is a problematic area. I'm going to mark an attack ping here, so my allies have a rough idea of where that is to be. Then we're just going to move ourselves up forwards. The idea is that, you know, actually, I don't think those are going to be as much of a threat as these guys. Yeah, they're not. Those guys are much closer, so we're going to fire our high explosive rounds here. And you're going to come up top as well, like so. You can see the life pods popping out of that dead tug or monitor. I think it was a tug. So, we're going to move ourselves up like this towards the enemy. Next, we're going to fire our jamming on them to be an annoyance. Oop, those are command guided, so we're going to turn on our comms jamming. Next, we're going to provide locks with our fleet. And then we're just going to pepper the crap out of them.
Waiting for your orders, Commander.
Alright, so we see there's the Ocello down here. Because I don't want them to track me, I'm going to fire jammers on this vector. You're going to also try and lock that, if you can. Just a little outside range, but should be good enough here. Actually not going to get any closer, because if I do get closer, I might get stuck out, and that would be bad. I want to keep myself moving, and also being a threat. Fire on that. And as for you, you're rapidly approaching range to combat this, so we're going to do so like that. See some command-guided missiles there firing. They might get hits, but there's a lot of point defense. Yeah, Auroras are firing off and stuff, so I don't think... Yeah, this is like a lot of our superior tonnage here coming into play. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 light cruisers cresting around the rock. I've got the good angle here. You know, actually, we can push up and be aggressive, like so. Yeah, we're going to go up and threaten them here. Got to engage flank speed, so we go really fast. You know, flank speed gives me a 50% thrust boost. Or, I think it's 50% speed and thrust boost. Only the rear-facing thrusters, though. So we might get shot from the side here, but I think that we can handle it as long as we just keep bow tanking effectively here. We're going to change our heading to face a little lower. Yum, 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 yum. Fire the jamming on target here, and then you're going to fire the jamming on target here. Just completely blanketing them with all the stuff. Oop, incoming. We have trouble. Going to... Yep, those are command guided, so these should veer off any second now.
We're almost out of missiles.
I think. They have act radar backup, but that's... Yep, looks like they're veering off. Whee! Haha. Turn off the command guide once that goes away. Turn off this one as well. There we are. This one is right out in the open, so we're going to fire everything we got on it.
Enemy is being locked.
Not sure if... Yeah, okay, there we go. Now just adjust our heading, turn off the comms jammer. It's a little bit micro-intensive, but we're making it work. I might just combine the fleets into one to make it simple. I think I will. So we're just going to set these groupings together like so. There we are. Oop, turn on the comms jamming, so we don't get whacked by that the last second. Oop, point defense shot it down either way. Going to clear our headings and then set them combined like so. I think that, yeah, just fire on you with everything we got. There we are. Fleet kind of consolidating together into one nice little formation. Like so. Just going to adjust the elevation a little bit so we get better coverage. Pew, 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 pew. The evil twin here is absolutely eating 250, so won't be long for this world. We're not as effective as the big 450mm guns, but we do bring a nasty surprise package to the game. What are all those firing on? Okay, I'm not sure what my jammers are firing on there, so we're just going to tell them, hey, blanket this thing. Canceling the flank. There we are. All right, so Ships are gonna just kind of bump and grind here for a little second until they figure out where they want to stand. Let's put you a little bit further back. Let's see, what is that? Not moving, not a threat right now, I don't think. Gonna keep jamming going on these guys. As for you, I'm gonna have you actually jam over here. I should probably like stagger the jamming and stuff, but at the same time, it's really funny just to watch 4 red cones of annoyance go out towards the enemy. I don't think that I need comms jamming right now. I don't know what these missile types are, so we'll just wait for them to shoot at us and go from there. This thing is getting torn up a lot, so it's good for us. Just gonna keep maneuvering around like so, keeping our nose roughly towards the enemy. You can see our sensor signature is elevated because of both our drive and the nearby ships. If you have a ship within, I believe, 250 meters of you, then it makes your signature heavily boosted, so I have to adjust for that. See the Astolfo taking the lead here as we bombard the Evil Twin from the front. Given the angling here, we're not getting the greatest hits because we're just kind of peppering the front of the ship instead of the juicy side and back that we want to hit, so I have to adjust accordingly for that. I set the formation to loose so that we keep ourselves moving a little bit. There we go. Jamming proving to be effective here as only our CLs are currently being tracked. That might be from the offside over there, but I don't think they can see us. Gonna drop our altitude here, bombarding away. The Evil Twin shouldn't be long for this world, I would think. Just fire whatever jammers we have on it when we get a chance. Yeah, these are 2 Acellos, so they'll probably see through our cover. Just gonna drop behind the rock here so they don't decide to shoot at us. I think that my teammate my teammates up top. Ooh, they've got their voxels pointed the wrong way around. I've done that before, a little micro error with the heading tool, but they're peppering away at these cargo feeders, doing a good job. So yeah, they've got that one secured down pat. We have the Axford heavy cruiser down here who is holding its own, trying to hide from the various assets as it is getting a little bit flanked and spanked here. So let's see, where is that fire coming from? Yep, so the bulk freighter over there is being a bit of a nuisance. That's okay though. See, do we have any jammers? I don't think its radars are actually working because we're not tracked by anything right now. We're just going to shoot this thing until it dies. We've secured the A and D points single-handedly, and I'm feeling pretty good about it so far. I'm keeping the fleet together now, hopping around this rock, moving up and down a little bit, keep ourselves evasive in case anyone tries to get around us. We'll be constantly on the move. After all, stationary ships are oftentimes dead ships. Now, testament to how tough bulk freighters are is we have shot this thing for probably a good 5 minutes now, and now it's only finally potting. There we go. So yeah, that thing was taking a while to go down. Just gonna cancel all of the lock orders. Wish there was a hotkey to do that, but oh well. I'd rather have to manually do it than have accidentally canceled my lock order, which I can't reestablish then. That would be rather annoying. I think we'll skirt around the backside of this rock to try and get a flank shot here. We see some missiles coming in here. A bunch of size 2s with command guidance, a bunch of defender shots going off there. It's pursuing the active decoy instead, so yeah, the comms jamming is very good against command act seeker types because the command just gets jammed like this. Ooh, these are some torps coming in now. Ooh, uh-oh. So much is happening. Yeah, it's the fun of a real-time strategy game. You just get a bunch of different things kind of going on and going about. Is that thing moving? You're moving. All right. Well, now we're going to do the sneaky bit that I mentioned before. We are going to provide protection for our points here because that clipper could go be trouble. We're going to send off one of our, well, actually, we're just going to split our formation again. So you 2 are going to go over there, and then you are going to stay over here. We're going to try and flank the Rose Soul and the, Rim and Decal, a cargo feeder. I'm going to mark the Acello here priority. So just rotate around like so. There's a couple tugs out there, which are a little annoying to deal with, but we can handle them. Splitting our fleet apart now is part of the dynamic of the Vauxhall. It is a very good fast attack craft, namely just for trying to find enemy ships and sort of punch down against them. So whatever this thing is will not know what hit it. We're going to have our team lock. Oh, never mind.
Yes, Commander.
All right. Our team over here is going to fire HERPF at this shuttle for the moment. We're going to switch off of flank speed there just to keep ourselves slow. And we're going to put a singular jammer on it. The left one, I think. There we are. Also lock on like that. There we are. Lock has been established. The Rose Soul is a threat to us. It does out-ton us, so we have to be careful about that. It might get a look over here. I'm going to have it jammed like this. And wop wop. And wop wop. There we go. Jammers activated and hopefully blanketing that with a whole bunch of radar interference as we cruise around this corner. Trying to shoot down their light assets, again, is our current objective. Want to deny them the map presence. Now, as for you, we have a answer. Oh, damn it. You just got behind cover, so we're just going to cruise our way over there. It is a risk, given that we might get in rocketing range. Since I don't know if that shuttle has rockets or not, I have to assume it does. See this shuttle here getting royally peppered. We should probably have knocked out most of its systems. I can't tell if that's a shuttle or... I think that's a shuttle. Yeah, it says shuttle, so... The description it gives you at first is Clipper, and then it is a little more precise than that. I think they're counter-jamming us here. Yes, looks like we might be taking fire from behind. What? You're alive? Oh, that's... Okay. As for you... Lock on, please. Let's see if they have jamming or not. We're going to fire on position here, hoping to get that out of there. There we are. You are a little problem, so we're just going to shoot you. There's that shuttle, the not pirates here, so I'm going to signal attack that. Let's check our other fleet right now. Yep, you're doing fine here, so you're going to just tugboat engage this, and you're going to just jam it, because I can. As for you, again, I'm worried that he's going to be right behind this rock, so even though we're firing in reverse here, we should be fine. I'm just going to cancel your firing order, actually. Now, I've got the comms jammer active, so whoever's behind this rock should not be receiving track information about where I am. Be able to just glide around gracefully like so, I hope. As for you, yep. Okay, you've used up your jamming and stuff. That's fine. Put them on cooldown. We don't necessarily need them right this second. RPF rounds hitting the tug here. Tug is a little bit tough, but hey, we're making it work. There you are, trying to get away from me. Nuh-uh. Swing the nose around like so. Come on, lock him on. We saw him briefly on visual track there. We should see him right as soon as we get around this rock. Gonna keep you moving over here. And this tug is unfortunately hiding behind the rock from us, so that's a little annoying. We'll have to deal with that in a sec. There you are. Fire for effect. And also jam it just for good measure. There we are. We can turn off flank speed since we don't need it right now. We'll just readjust our heading to face this direction, so that way we can fight other stuff in a second. See, some of our HE rounds getting through over there. Pop, 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 pop. Wisely hiding close to the rock, so HE RPF, radio proximity fuse. It would register the rock here and then explode there. What sort of fleet? I am playing a pair of light cruisers with a pair of jamming corvettes to go with. It's a fun little fast attack package. Okay, no rocket on this, so I was safe to just push on it. It's just a little tug with a gun, or a little corvette. What am I saying? It's a shuttle with a gun. It's in the name. Foolish catboy cannot read. As this thing over here is just trying to bear target, I'm going to rotate myself so that I can get all the guns firing. See them now in target bracket range. This thing is fairly close, so high explosive is good against it, slamming into it. This is a little multi-mission tug, named because it's capable of doing multiple missions around the battle space. It's got a missile launcher, a jammer, some point defense, and a little 100 mil gun on the front, so it's able to swat lighter assets. It's a very good tool to have in your arsenal. For the shuttle over here, it is eating RPF to the drive section. Should go down shortly. Yeah. Actually, was that the magic smoke of death? Hard to tell with RPF sometimes. I don't think that's magic smoke yet, so we're just gonna keep firing. Waiting for this one to do the same. We clobbered a couple tugs earlier on, so just kind of playing cleanup right now as the rest of our team does stuff. Looks like there's been a couple of good gunfights on the map here, as most of the assets seem to be handled. Our one Axford here is doing its best to tank against these little cargo feeders that are trying to swing around it. Cargo feeder has technically got the biggest gun of the game, a 600 mil cannon, capable of firing either bombshells or high explosive squash head, which are both very effective. Oh, there we go. That is our signal to stop firing on this as we see the life pods eject from it. Now we need to go about hunting new targets. The Rose Soul is still alive in the battle space, and so is that bulk freighter, so we're going to instead fire on the bulk freighter.
Sorry, Commander, that's too far.
Gonna electronic warfare jam it, and then lock on with our stuff. Keep the nose pointed at it. I think we can cruise up over here. As for you, this thing should be dead any second now. I think. Alarms? Oh, there's our signal. Yep. So this thing is dead. We just saw one of the life pods eject there. So life pods eject 30 seconds after a ship has died, giving us the signal that it is time to change targets. I don't know if the Rose Soul is still active or not, so we're going to treat it as such and just put some AP rounds into it. HE if we can, but I'm assuming I'm going to have to use AP given the Ocello has the nasty habit of putting his nose towards you, so you don't get the nice broadside hits like we would get with this bulk freighter. Actually, okay, that is a bigger problem there. Instead of attacking the Rose Soul down here, which is not moving, we're going to go after the tempo of Felicia. Felisa? Felicia. Felisa? I don't know how to say that. How do you say that? F-E-L-I-S-H-A. Huh. That's a name. See, so you can see comms jamming kicking back on there again, trying to mess with the enemy a little bit if they can. The rim and decal getting royally screwed over there. Move myself back like this. Come on, spaceships. See me peppering the doppelganger over here, which I kind of want to go for with both of my ships. I am on track from something here, but I don't know what. Do they have another offside somewhere? I'm going to burn through radar sweep. Nothing I can see. Interesting. Maybe they do just... Ah, that's why. My jamming has, unfortunately, rocked itself here, so I'm going to turn off one of the jammers so I can keep it constantly going. Move around the corner like this. Whippy! Gonna keep firing here as much as I can. This doppelganger bulk freighter should be pretty torn up by this stage of the game, but I also don't know for sure. So we're just going to fire AP rounds on this one here. There you are. You are going to go like so, and then you're going to go like so, and jam. There we are. All right, and fire everything. Are you broadside? You are broadside. Okay, high explosives it is. Woo. Turn off flank since we don't need the speed right now. Gonna keep ourselves maneuvering here. Firing the jammers, like so. We got one jammer still going, the other one's cooling down. This way we get ourselves constant coverage. Nice thing about the Corvette here is that we've got the bullseye, lock radar, and the blanket jammers on the wings here. So the ship is generally going to be facing nose towards the enemy, so all of these assets can typically point at them and lock.
Understood.
That's the intention anyways. I've had a little bit of trouble skill issuing myself, where sometimes I get the target lock device, the bullseye, on the wrong facing, as I have the jammers pointed this way, and then the belly of the ship is rolled wrong. But luckily, the Corvette is fairly nimble and can quickly readjust itself. Let's see, what do we got here? A couple return shots coming in. Ooh, the Rose Soul is still alive, so we'll have to consider that. We do have a 4-cap lead right now, so we are raring ahead. See the doppelganger here just taking it royally on the snoot. Are you going to engage me or not? I'm going to switch fire over to this Ocello to try and knock it out, because I think its top guns are still active. I don't know if it has a magazine intact or not, but I can see the guns still wiggling around there, not smoking, so we want to kill that thing as soon as possible.
Aye, aye. We're on the way.
Jamming is proving effective against the Bulker anyways.
Commands on the line.
Pew, pew. To keep these... You know, I'm going to issue a orbit command. Orbit command is a handy little tool you can do where you make your ship kind of just like spin around in a circle in space. So this way it's going to form a little magical donut. And we're going to do the same over here. That way I don't have to individually micro these. They'll just keep themselves moving. Yeah. I do wish that I could lock heading onto an enemy ship. Would make it very nice to do. Oh, there we go. Last of them is going to surrender, and that will be the game. So yeah. First one under the belt. Woohoo! Got ourselves some CL gaming. Yeah, I really like this fleet. It fulfills multiple roles that I want to, which is kind of to hunt down enemy light assets, which I think are kind of the biggest threat in the game. You see ourselves pulling about 13,000 and 11,000 damage respectively. We get a little bit of damage dealt from the, where were they? Yeah, the anti-missile missiles we carry. So they got expended on a bunch of the incoming size 2 missiles. Yeah, I feel pretty happy about those. We see the enemy had a bunch of lighter assets here, multi-mission tugs, notoriously dangerous devices. Command primary with act secondary. That's interesting, because normally you see people use a act primary seeker and then validate it with command, but... see. Yep. We managed to secure our points and then push on. They got a bit of damage dealt with that Ocello grouping there. 6,000 is not the highest, but they were doing some numbers against some of our ships that got cut out, such as the Twin Miss here. To see it taking a lot of different hits here. Not full compartments. Interesting. I wonder what they've got. Wow, that's actually a very skeletal CL. Normally see a lot more compartments. Like, if we compare it to ours, you can see we've got all these compartments filled up. I wonder what they spent all their points on then, because these are about as expensive as... These are much more expensive than mine, actually. Wow. Huh. Anyways, I'm going to hop back to the main menu. That's going to be our intermission point here, as I'm going to take a little 3-minute break to run Twitch ads, so that way nobody gets interrupted in the middle of gameplay. So we'll be back in 3 minutes for more Nebulous nonsense. See y'all then. Yeah. Alrighty, chat. I managed to find a lobby during the little intermission there, so we hopped into area official number 6 on Halvet's Bluff. We're gonna play as the OSP this time around. I like to play both factions because it teaches you a lot about the dynamics of the game. I know some people who are single faction purists, and they're really only seeing half the picture by doing that. They don't realize what their assets are countered by exactly on the opposing side. So I think it's very important to have a game like, say, Nebulous or StarCraft or anything else like that where you've got multiple different factions, figuring out how those factions work both to play and to play in first person and then to play against and stuff. So in this case, decided to go with the OSP over here. I'm tempted to go on the A point here because I've got a pair of bulk freighters here named after particular vines. That said, I could also go for the C point and rain fire down from up high. Halvet's Bluff is a interesting big asteroid here, as we've got this massive kind of wall that just separates one side of the battle space. You got a little tunnel here, and then some interesting little canyons you can push through. I feel like the map is maybe a little bit open on the kind of outside arc here. Maybe could do with another asteroid or two in the midsection to just change up some of the firing lines. Long, unobstructed fire lines, a bit problematic in various games when you have snipers and long-range assets that can take advantage of them. But with that said, we're just looking at the kind of deployment here. I feel like this lane is going to be pretty locked down. At the same time, where do we want to go? All right, I think that maybe we'll try something weird here. We're going to deploy up on the outside like this. Okay, so hear me out here, chat. We're going to deploy like this. I'm going to try and put my little scout asset up top here. I'll decide where we want to go for A or C. I'm going to go around the outside and try and hug this rock and then try and shoot down. And if I have to, I can quickly dive and then try and get angles on things. Usually the enemy close range assets like to push the B lane. And I do like to be the long range firepower on the B lane, but then they can typically hide on that side of their little rock there. So we're going to see how it goes. I've had some interesting gunfights above where that little tunnel kind of ends up being. Being able to get the elevation and then shoot down feels very good, even though there's no up in space. A lot of the time people kind of... It's a perspective thing. Like, for example, I could flip the map over, and now we're on the underside little cliff face. Oh, this actually looks really cool upside down, huh? It's like it's playing on the underside of a cliff with a bunch of stalactites hanging down. That's cool. Now, one tendency people tend to do is they tend to look at the map from above, like so. So if you change your perspective on the way you do things, it can very much change gameplay. I think this is most made obvious by the rotated maps, where they literally take some of the popular maps in games, Pillars, for example, and Nix's Eye, and they rotate them 90 degrees, and it completely changes how you play that map just because of the perspective, even though the geometry is the same. So I think that's a very interesting thing. Just literally take a map that you know back to front, and then you just turn it 90 degrees, or you flip it over, and it suddenly changes the dynamic. Ooh, that's an interesting formation. I want to bet that's destroyers. Okay. Something you don't see every day. Gonna put a warning here. Gonna call that one out. Let's take a look and see if we can find that or not. I'm gonna turn on my long-range radars here. Gonna move my ships up like so, and then we're gonna see they have a... What is this? Early warning? That's early warning. Okay, it's my job then to go to the A point because we need somebody to cap it, and that's gonna be me. I have my bulk freighters moving up and about now. The vine in memory over here. Take a look. Ooh, something is really big up here. So, I'm betting. Well, we're gonna find out in a second once we get a good lock on that, because that was a thing basically at our max radar range, and we spotted it. So, yeah, big target indeed. Move ourselves like so. We're going to order our guns to hold fire, and then we're going to do a ghost fire order, where basically we just point it towards the enemy, and that gets our guns facing the direction we want them to. Our ships will swing their noses around, respectively.
We're ready when you are, Commander.
Try and find out where the enemy went, like so, as I just swing my early warning radar around. I have high sensitivity on this thing, so it's pretty easy for me to spot them. You can see multiple early warning radars and long-range trackers going about this place. Very good on the OSP side for just trying to spot where the enemy generally is, but the counterplay to it is the fact that the ANS has the Pinard module, which can see these radars from basically infinite range. It's not actually infinite, it's like 1.5, or it's like 1.25 or 1.5 times the max range of it. But yeah, generally speaking, if you have a Pinard turned on, it will see the incoming radar assets like this. Yeah. There we go. Other benefit is in this monitor, I have managed to squeak in a intelligence center, so I will quickly analyze whatever this thing is. We saw it at match start, so it's got a very big signature. making me suspect it is, in fact, a battleship. I'm going to preemptively aim that way. I'm keeping Overwatch going here. Alright, where were we?
Copy that, Commander.
Don't unfortunately have any lock-on stuff here, but we have a rough sense of where they are. Got our bulk freighters slowly twisting around now. Got the, and they were roommates, and the, oh my god, they were roommates together here. Alright, I want to say the battleship, because I'm suspecting it's a battleship, has snuck its way up onto this rock and is going to expect us to be trying to creep up there. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're just going to dive for the A point here. I could group up with my allies a little bit, which I think I might do. Move myself up here. I think I'll just reposition a little closer to this side of the map so I can project my fire down this way if I need to. No sign of them yet. Just gotta keep sweeping with the early warning radar, trying to spot them. I'm pretty sure that they've just, like, snuck up onto the rock here and we just don't have an angle. But if they're just hiding there, that means that... Let's take a look. Yeah, so that's about 5 kilometers for them to threaten there. If that's a beam battleship, that's a very interesting spot to put one. Might be a gun battleship with a beam backpack, which makes a lot of sense. You would expect the beam backpack to be used for the close quarters. It just kind of peeks the butt around the rock, beams anything on the C point, and then hides again. So, very effective.
What can we do for you, Commander?
Let's see. Still nothing around the map quite yet, which makes me suspicious.
Aye, aye,
Keep the
Commander.
Bloodhound locked roughly around there.
On the move.
Got our guns kind of zeroed in.
Ready when you are, Commander.
And not seeing any of the other enemy assets yet, which is concerning. Because I did see 5 ships deploy in that kind of like blocky formation. That makes me think that those are going to be a rail array, which is
Receiving.
it's kind of a meme, and it's also kind of not. Rails are in a weird spot right now where they're underrated, but I don't know if I would call them good. I know some people who are very enthusiastic about them, and I do like seeing people experiment with different things in the game, trying to see what works and what doesn't. Ah, there's our first customer. Yippee.
Understood.
I'm gonna just lock onto that, whatever it is. Very small asset, and it's not moving very fast either. Okay, that's a bit of a surprise, actually. Huh.
Copy
What
that,
are
Commander.
you? Let's find out.
Receiving.
I'm gonna just pull myself back ever so slightly here. I'm gonna zero a shot on it in case it is, in fact,
You
something
won't
big.
know what hit him.
So we have a good lock here. It's not moving very fast, which it's a Corvette. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. Well then. I'm guessing that's just a Corvette that was like trying to push up a little bit to be a spotter, and it's now going to get whacked by a whole bunch of small rounds. Let's see, do these have guns? Ooh. Oh, they just lost somebody. Oh, that's not good. Huh. Okay, interesting. See, we got another one over here. We're going to swing our early warning radar down.
Understood.
I'm trying to stay out of their locking range, because if I get within 9 kilometers, I'm betting that they will lock onto us. Yeah, so we can see here, we finally managed to detect it thanks to our good sensitivity of our devices.
We're on our way.
We got another Corvette. Yeah, these are little early warning, kind of like mid-space scouts. Boosting that situational awareness. We're going to just cap this point here. Our shuttle has 2 little guns on it, which I'm quite happy about, and it's also got a VLS with some chaff. Fairly cheap, but it gets the job done. We've captured the A point, which puts us in the lead, so we're just going to go ahead and hide this little ship now. See if I can't flip the map over and put it against this rock here. There we go. I'm expecting some of their Corvettes to come at us. We're seeing now the push here. I saw gun flashes. Yep, those look like, I want to say that those are Vauxhalls. Put an attack order there. Give our allies a little bit of help. This helps them to set their headings respectively, because they have a Ocello, giving the idea of roughly where they are. I don't see the incoming fire there. Did they hit the radar panel or something? Oh, it's got a railgun on the front. That's very unusual to see. Well, interesting game so far. It's interesting because, in a weird way, nothing has happened, but at the same time, stuff has happened.
We'll get it done,
You get this kind of weird sort of standoff scouting time where you're trying to figure out where's the enemy, what are they doing. At the same time, you're trying to also sneak about the map. So, bit of a quiet one as we've secured 3 caps here. Yeah, this thing is getting jammed to high hell. You can see that now. Ooh, there's rails from above. Yes,
Warning.
okay.
Incoming
Uh-oh.
missile.
We have company. Let's do a warning up top over here.
Standing by.
Let's see if we can't spot whatever that is. We should get a reading on that if it's rails. I saw the flash. All right, let's see if we can't just kind of ghost line that. Oop, there's that big asset, whatever it is.
Standing by.
Gonna move myself over to this side since we've secured the outside pretty safely.
What can we do for you,
What the
Commander?
heck are you? I
We'll
should
get it
see
done,
them
Commander.
right about now, which is why it's kind of concerning that
Aye,
I
aye,
don't.
Commander. Moving
Railguns make your signature size very big. Okay, there is... Oh, they're way further than I thought they were. See? Fly buzzing in my face. Yeah. How is there even flies in the winter? I don't get it.
We're ready
I
whenever
think I need
you
to
are.
spray one of the plants that I have in my room again because they keep showing up and it's rather annoying. Yep, I was right. It is a
Ready
battleship.
whenever you are.
Mark that as priority. Head boy under attack by small fly.
Receiving.
All right, so we can see those assets being pushed forward here. A bunch of rockets go out, and I don't think they hit anything. We see, yep, those are, in fact, a light cruiser pair. They have missile launchers on the front, and, ooh, double missiles and blankets. That's a really weird loadout, but okay.
We're
Go
ready
off,
when
I
you
guess.
are, Commander.
We see that the enemy is somewhere over that away, so I want to try and be sneaky by going over here. I'm going to try and shoot down instead.
We're reading you.
So, because the enemy assets are heavily protecting their back cap, I'm just going to move myself over this way. Oops, something sees me. I think that battleship, maybe?
We're ready
Give or
when you
take.
are,
Let's see how
Commander.
far you are. Nope, not quite. Okay, so it's not the battleship that sees me. It's probably one of their little scout corvettes. We're just going to swing our radar around again.
Commander,
The battleship
the
is
enemy
taking
has
shots at
locked
us,
onto
though,
us.
which is not nice. Aha, there you are.
We'll get it done, Commander.
We'll just move ourselves back here, try and break that lock. So yeah, this is what they were trying to set up to do. Getting those little sprinters close enough so that they can harass us with their various
Aye,
things.
aye,
Need to
Commander.
get this in point defense range. I have missiles incoming
Standing
now, which is
by.
going to be interesting.
We're
Okay,
underway,
burn flank,
Commander.
everyone. We need to get over there. Order these shots over this way. Those
Sorry,
are
Commander, that's too
very
far.
slow-moving missiles. Normally you see those a little bit faster. Okay, what are those? Just act. Okay, well I can deal with those. A little bit of chaff will make that not a problem anymore.
Get it done, Commander.
I don't know if those are actually going after my ships or not, or if they're just kind of fired on position.
We're underway,
A bunch
Commander.
of containers going out in return. ARAD seeker only. Okay. Ah, interesting. That's just going to be... Oh, that's a jammer. I see how they're doing this. So they're going to do it...
Standing
Ooh,
by.
we're getting shot at. There's a bunch of chaff pop. We're just going to shut off our radars here now,
Standing by.
like so.
Waiting orders.
All of these should miss since they're just act seeker. Yeah, they got nothing.
Underway.
Nuh-uh, no threat. I have chaff. Come here, buddy. We're even close to our friendly assets here, providing even more chaff to seduce them. A bunch of size 3 parrying missiles. Said,
Awaiting orders.
I think that I
Aye,
want
aye,
you
Commander.
to go ahead like so. Actually, turn the radars off. I don't think that actually does anything.
Standing by.
Cool.
What can we do?
Is that
for you,
ARAD?
Commander?
Nope, that's act. Just, yep, getting seduced here. Whoop, wop,
Waiting
womp,
for your
womp.
orders, Commander.
All right,
We're
let's
ready
turn
for
your
running
radars
out
back
missiles.
on. I think they're just throwing act at us. Yeah, so it's a cheap seeker type, and it's
Receiving.
probably not going to get a hit. Always going after the chaff cloud instead.
We're underway,
Very nice.
Commander.
Oop, that one come around. That one did a big loop. Wow, whee! Okay, so we got a Solomon up here, which has taken some hits by the looks of it.
For your orders, Commander.
I could get in close and brawl with that thing, but I don't feel super excited about doing that. So we're just going to keep sneaking our assets around their backside. Trying to make it so if they push up too far here, we'll be able to get the back cap on them.
Standing by.
Waiting for your orders, Commander.
That sprinter is rather annoying, but we've also got it pretty well handled here. We are still firmly in the lead, although I think that the assets down here, yeah, it's going to be a fight between a little X shape of plasma cargo feeders here versus some CLs, which I think got messed up earlier. We're seeing the unfortunate outcome of the Acello versus the CLs over here. So yeah, Acello picked a fight he did not want. I do like the inclusion of a railgun as like a asset, but I think you want the 450 instead and keep it at standoff range instead of trying to go for brawling like you do with the 250s there. Ooh, it's immobilized. Well then, say no more, fam. If you're gonna sit there stuck, I'm gonna get close enough to shoot you. Yippee!
Awaiting orders, Commander. Copy that, Commander.
Just keep our sensor sweeping going, trying to find stuff around the map. We have our little shuttle that could. Just trying to sneak around to the back cap here. I think that they have pushed up far enough that they won't be able to... Ooh, yeah, plasma hits galore on this thing, cooking off some of the front armor. Voxels very much rely on that front plating, keeping their bow towards the enemy. We're just seeing now the absolute battering ram being brought to bear with the little 100 mil guns, 600 mils, and some of the plasma in this formation. Where's the plasma, actually? Oop, 400. What hit us? Oh, ow. Railguns, right.
We're ready when
Railguns
you
exist.
are, Commander. Copy that,
I completely
Commander.
forgot about that. Okay, that's a problem.
What can we do for you, Commander?
Receiving.
What did they spot us with is the question. Huh. Well, okay. Unfortunately, rails do cause a bit of fires, but it's nothing we can't fix. There you are. I saw you for a brief second. You're out there.
We'll get it done, Commander.
All right. We're going to try and just push up here since the battleship looked like it was pretty messed up. You are a annoyance. So we're just going to actually... You know what? Screw it. This is the equivalent of, like... This is like killing a fly using a shotgun, basically. Or is it already dead? I think it might already be dead. Yeah, that's a smoke cloud. It's dead. Oh, it's dead. Okay, a bunch of missiles coming out there. We keep lock on you, ideally.
Get it done, Commander. Understood.
We are locked by something, but I really don't see what. I kind of checked out on my radars, so I don't have anything to tell me what it is. There's the rails, at least, so...
Waiting for your orders, Commander.
You know, I don't think there's anything stopping me just charging those rails. So I think I will. And I'm also going to put an attack ping up in them, because I know they're over there now. There we are. They are an annoyance, but we can take them, I think. Set our angle here. Actually, we are almost in range to hit that thing, so we're just going to keep the guns... Oop. The guns are being a little silly. Okay. Just hold the roll there. Pa-pa. Alright, so we know that the enemy assets are firing at us. The question is, what are they sending? Parry this, you filthy casual, indeed. Okay, let's see what you got. If we identify the Seeker type, then we can quickly counterplay it, as long as they are not something we don't have in our arsenal. Command guide. Ah, okay, that's going to be a problem. Those are going to hurt. Like, yeah. We don't actually have anything to counter that, except they could lose track of us, and that works perfectly. Because command guidance requires you to have a track. And if they fired it just at our bulk freighter that is now royally jammed by everything, they are not going to see us. Okay, we have a good shot on that, so let's fire. Bam, 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 bam. These are command and... Oop, they are actually going to stage. Wow. Interesting. Okay. That's going to hurt. Oop, we get some of them. Others going to do a little damage. Not as bad as I expected, to be honest. Just keep firing all of our big guns here on the royally wrecked Solomon that is still immobilized? Wow. So we're getting some good flank shots there. Gonna keep ourselves moving up towards those rails that we saw earlier. I want them dead.
We're underway, Commander.
See, we are still being targeted by some stuff. You are in... Straight. I can't quite get to the D point right now because there's voxels watching it, but at the same time we have some return to sender packages here. Ooh, Sarissa Fire taking out some containers. You need to spiral path these to counteract that, but they're getting in range and they're locking on. These are ARAD acts validated. So if they turn off their radars, they'll be fine, but I don't think they have. Yeah, it's a nasty little rail array here, which is going to get clonked in the nose. Yep, clonk, clonk, so one of them already getting royally smacked there. And that is a dead ship. Goodbye. Aha. Ooh. Okay, so they're still in the game. Somebody else surrendered there. I'm not sure if that's this Solomon or what. We're going to continue our charge forwards.
Standing by.
See our speed a little bit reduced here, but that's fine. Yeah, they're just applying light debuffs. It's not enough for me to be really threatened right now, so we're just going to keep pummeling away at this thing. This... Huh. I can't tell if this thing died or not. Oh well. I'm gonna just keep moving up like so. Oop, we got incoming ARAD with Axe Seekers. Okay, so we're gonna turn off of our radars then. And I'm also gonna turn off you. You're gonna set your fire order to hold. This way, all of these should just handily miss us. And we're also going to get zeroed on the targets over here. Like so.
They won't know what hit them.
Now then, if you would all kindly pop some chaff clouds. Yeah, so these are ARAD Act, and turns out if you have your radars off, the enemy just can't hit you. Yippee! I see all of these are going to stage after our chaff clouds. I'm going to pop some extra chaff just in case, because ow, ow, ow. Actually, they are locking onto us. Ow, 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 ow. There we go. Now we got the chaff clouds out. Okay, that was a minor oops on our part. I should not have done that. I should have done that sooner. Yeah. Just got to pop more chaff here. Yippee! Okay, I have you in range, and you are going to get got for that. Ow! Okay, some of those actually are hitting us. That's not good. Ouchies. Okay, I guess they had a good lock after all. Ah, crap. All right, well, the ship is not dead, but ow. Let's see. We need to restore our storage, get our CICs back online. Okay, you're just going to sit here for the moment, and we're going to try and fix these. Oh, these have a lot of crits. Okay, we're actually going to scram our reactors right now and shut those down.
Waiting for your orders.
As for you, you are going to get plonked here, ideally. Let's get the early warning radar long range done. Getting some command guidance sent at us, which is less than stellar. Hoping to knock out their command ship if we can. Keeping our radar off because it's not really providing us any benefits at the moment. I think we got some hits into them, and our allies have managed to push up there, so we're doing pretty well. That said, these might hurt. Have these staged? No, those have not staged, so I don't think they are armed. Yeah, those are, dealing damage, which sucks, but still able to get some assets restored here. Need to cancel the magazine cook-off, which is now starting. There's a lot of things going on. Let's not repair the guns right now. We have 8 DC teams. We should be able to manage this. Just kind of keep firing on anything we can. You, for example. Yep,
Understood.
go up here.
Understood. We're en route.
Command guided missing. Very nice. That battleship is dead. You can see it over there, marking it as killed, if I could click correctly. The magazine might cook off here if we're... Uh-oh. Okay, let's see how fast they can cancel a magazine cook-off, because we've got a short amount of time, and that might just blow up our ship. Oops.
Waiting orders.
Yeah, lesson learned. Pop your chaff earlier, because ARAD Axe can still sometimes select you. 8 seconds to cancel this. Will they have time? 6 seconds. I don't think they're going to make it in time. 2, 1, and boom. Boom. Yeah, oof. Oof. Yep, there goes the magazine. We can technically bring that back. We just need to get our large locker online. Yep. As long as we can repair this, we can actually still fix the ship.
Standing by.
Just ignore the fact the mag cooked off. I think we can still fix it. It just blew up one shell in particular.
Copy. Engaging
The shell that we didn't like. Uh-oh.
Aye, aye, Commander. Moving out.
Thank God. Hee. Okay, those... What the heck happened with those? Those did weird squigglies. Cool.
Waiting for your
We're just gonna
orders.
keep going forward. The bulk freighter that could live. So everything is a little bit broken, but that's fine. We just need to make sure that things don't explode. We can fix all of this once we get the large locker back up. Yeah. And then we'll repair one of these things next. Just
We're ready
order
whenever
of
you are.
operations here, because, oh boy. It's the GG, them throwing in the towel by the looks of it. So yeah, we got hit pretty hard by missiles there, and then it became a compounding issue. There goes one of the tugs.
Receiving.
Make sure we got the locks on
Aye,
here.
aye, Commander.
I don't think they have anything to get them back into the game super quick. I don't know what happened with all their voxels down there, but quite a few of them bit the
Ready
dust.
whenever you are. Course laid in.
It's threatening to take A, so I'm just going to swing around with my little flanking shuttle that I've had this whole game. Let's see. Number 3 is still alive, technically. We're almost repaired the storage and getting that locker back. Then we'll repair the damage control central. Issue the order to start working on that now. And then we can also get the magazine going, too. This thing we'll repair first, and then we can repair the subsystems here and here.
System operational.
There we go. Now we have 3 restores, or we got 4 restores, so we can bring the complex up for another one, the magazine up, and we get the reactor and stuff. We can get our DC locker here fixed. Just we want it to be not zeroed, basically. That way we also stop spreading fires. You are not under command. You are immobilized, so we're going to fire on
Won't know
you.
what hit 'em.
Pew pew. Just keep you locked down here. This one is
No reading.
not a threat for the moment. Let's see, will they cap A with anything? If they do, we have an asset ready for it. Yeah, we got a lot of debuffs applied thanks to railguns. So yeah, like I said, rails, they can be a
Ready when
threat,
you are, Commander.
but it's a weird place right now where, like, I wouldn't call them super good, but I'd say that in the right hands they can be quite useful. So let's have to try and get our stuff. We get the reactor back on now. Cancel flank mode because we don't really need to do anything with that. Got a CIC going up. We got our various systems coming up as well.
Ready whenever you are.
Lock onto target here. This one should be hard dead. Yep, that thing is dead. We're going to mark it as such. Pew pew. And one last volley should spell defeat for this thing. That's what you get for railing me, you fool. Yeah.
We're on the move.
Yes. Do not rail the Catboy.
On it.
That sounded better in my head. We're just gonna move past that, okay, chat?
Engine online.
Anyways, we see they have a sprinter here, which is evacuated, so we can mark that as killed. There we are. What do you got?
Waiting for your orders, Commander.
Fire the HE. Ooh. Okay, well, there goes those life pods. We still have a lock, technically.
We'll get it done, Commander.
Radar return is kind of scuffed, but hey, whatever. actually going to hold fire for the immediate seconds, yeah. Until we get that lock reestablished.
Securing lock.
Oh, we have a good lock on it there for a quick second. There we are. Wop, 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 wop. Okay, do you see anything? Yes, you do. Aha!
Position locked in.
Target acquired. Get him. Aha! I have located you. Fire the grape shot. I don't know if this thing has torps or not, but I'm going to fire high explosive rounds into it, hoping to do more damage than the grape shot. Grape shot is effective against frigates and corvettes, but high explosive is high explosive. See if we can't get this thing dead. Pretty sure it is. Alarm bells?
Receiving.
Well, I fired 450 into it, and I don't have anything else to shoot at right now, so we're just going to go with it. Look around for some of their light assets and also move my little radar monitor onto point. You can see they have the little reins here with, ooh, they've actually got guns and torpedoes on this. That's, uh-oh, they see us. Oh, crap. No. Time to leave. Yep, they have returned fire. This is bad. Okay, yep, evasive action. I just realized that thing has actually got guns. I thought it was a little offside scout. No, this has 2 torpedo banks and it's got little pop guns in return. We're outgunned. Fall back. All right, as for you, you are actually back online, which is incredible. Should get another radar, or the reactor up and the radar. That'd be good. Guess I don't really need that small reactor, but okay, we'll just hold on to our damage control complex here. We'll move ourselves back to cover various assets, aligning our guns down like so. Hold fire for now. You just, yep, fly evasively. They don't have a radar, which is nice, because they're having to try and fire on visual tracks. So we'll just move ourselves away from them if we can. Gonna set the heading so we keep our guns towards them, able to fire and maneuver like so. Hopefully I'm knocking out those missile launchers so they don't torp us. Torps are scary. What are you doing, buddy? Okay, we're just gonna set you like this and hope that that works out. Okay.
We're ready whenever you are.
I think that thing is royally dead. Yep, cool. Mark it as killed and then lock onto that reins down there. Gonna have you move over here as well. And you're just gonna go like so.
On our way.
Now, we need to stay out of range of that thing. I've got the heading set, so front towards enemy. Bow tanking is not really something you do with the shuttle, but this just keeps my guns facing towards them, and I'm skirting away from visual range. Ooh, there's the rocket volley. Okay. This should be the death of this thing. Wham! Mass drivers and rockets galore. Yep, I think that thing is dead. Okay, we're going to clear our heading and roll and head back onto the point. Alarm bells? Yep, we hear the alarm bell, so that thing is in fact dead. Dead proper. Interesting. I've suddenly lost track of it. What the heck?
We're reading you.
Huh. I don't know why I lost sight of that for a second. Okay, either way, we're just going to set ourselves to get that point back. And I don't know why they're still in the game. Oop, there's a target. Order fire on that. And we'll just lock it with our early warning radar combo. Bloodhound early warning. See, what do you still got? You still have all of your guns. Even though we had a mag cook-off, the mag still has ammo in it, which is very nice to see. I don't really know if we need anything else here. I'll just keep the restore because it's in the DC complex and that's hard to kill. Yes, we'll fire on the Octo Trump here. I think it is not long for the world. Come on. Trying to hit it, at least. 450 is not the most accurate, especially with the gun plotting center now thoroughly destroyed. I am very surprised our bulk freighter lived through all that. Fire. Come on. Slowing down, which is actually detrimental, as our shots are now overshooting it. Where were you going? Alright, they're getting the E cap, which is a bit annoying. Getting onto the point ourselves, though. So, throwing in the towel here, I believe. I'm not sure what they still have in the game, honestly. This thing is going to get completely clobbered here. Yep, there it goes. Alright, we're going to set our fire order to be towards the E point, like this. There we are. Yeah.
Standing by.
Give them the GG. A interesting match. They had a battleship up top, which they wanted to threaten the top there and probably fire down on a lot of assets, but they just got stuck and scouted early on, so the battleship never really got a chance to move out, which is rather unfortunate. Yeah, this thing unfortunately just got locked down and then shot a whole bunch. Ooh, rails on it. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, that's a forward railgun, and it's got the Mark 68s across the whole ship. So, yep. And a bunch of size 3 missiles. Interesting. I wonder how the layout of this thing was, because I never got a chance to see it. But yeah, unfortunately, battleship got scouted early and then clobbered. Marlowe bringing in a bunch of little frigates here. Ooh, I believe these are named after presidents. I recognize Nixon, Trump. I don't recognize the rest of these, but that's interesting. Little Mark 62s and then some size 3 hybrid missiles. It's a fun little combo fleet for whacking the various shuttles OSP likes to bring. All right. Bunch of the Plasma T-20s. Interesting. I thought that a ship like this would have T-30s. Huh. Maybe they had... I don't know why they had T-20s instead of T-30s on this. Maybe it's price or something. BLS? Huh. Yeah. My team played well. They did very well in the brawl and whatnot. I was able to get some shots out. The oh my god, they were roommates got royally rocked. But hey, technically it lived and we take those. So I'm pretty happy with how that one turned out. I think we'll see if we've got time for another one. I believe so. All right. Reroll ads stuff. All right, tell you what, chat. I'm going to look for another game, and I'm going to run an ad in the meantime. Actually, I'm going to go refill my water bottle, which I've been taking little sippies out of. So we'll be back in 3 minutes for some more Nebulous nonsense. Yeah. Alrighty, chat. We are back with a little treat here. So I got myself a little bowl of snackies in that. But the treat itself is that we found a match on Killboard. Now, the lobby was full, but there was a spectator slot open. So I'm going to do a little bit of public lobby casting here. We see it is a ANS versus OSP drop onto pillars classic game here. Now, Neb Killboard is kind of the sweaty server of the game. I say kind of because it is the one that has a established leaderboard. You can go on nebkillboard.com, I believe it is, and check your various stats about the battle space there. So, we're seeing the ANS team, I believe, in the blue trunks deploying in now. Let's see what we have on our little drop cam here. We've got a Cello. Very nice paint scheme here. I used to run the white and blue kind of color scheme until I swapped over to kind of the more gray of my hoodie. Seeing the Cello with the nice little zebra dazzle paint here. Let's go ahead and see what the players have brought, and I'll do a little bit of just kind of public lobby casting and see where we go. So, let's start over here with, actually, let's go ANS first. So, Erixo the Legend has a little battleship here. Ooh, this is interesting. 2 rails, a Mark 68 450, and a missile backpack. That's a spicy package. Bunch of size 3 hybrids. All right. We got a little Corvette to go along with it, defenders, and just a little pop gun, probably just for capping. So that's a very expensive battleship. Exterminator has brought, let's see, yep, full 450 Acello, Stonewalls, defenders, yep, classic tried and true style, although this is going to be facing broadside for extra firepower spiciness, so I'd like to see that. They've got a little fleet of, what are these, just blanket jammers and flak, yep, blanket jammers with illuminators, so just little supporting assets. And we've got some offset scouts. Using the Pinard on the little scout ships, I like that a lot. Pinard's very good here. See them going around the outside of the map. Do they have spyglass? Nope, just front line. So these are going to be the offset assets. Very good to see. Killer Banana coming down with, ooh, these are torp frigates. Okay, bullseye radar lock, 2 big torpedo packages. Torpedo package. Where are all these? Okay, so these are running. Looks like they've got, okay, so they've got little torp sprinters scattered all over. They've got 2 sets of them in pairs trying to hunt down enemy little assets here. Yeah, just bullseye and then missile launcher on the bottom. So these are going to be very hard for the OSP to deal with if they don't see them coming, because you don't typically expect these, and torps are very good right now. Finishing it off, we have Lieutenant Huber coming in with, yep, another full 450 Axford. This one running Auroras on the cheeks. Interesting. Aurora's typically anti-hybrid tech. Seeing the, yep, 1, 2, 3 Auroras and defenders across the ship. So this thing trying to get a nice broadside of firepower. They've got a destroyer lurking around the bottom. So this is a very common thing for ANS to start doing these days since destroyers got their buffs. The beam is quite good at smacking any shuttle sent to the A point, since it's about like, let's see, we can get our map measured here. Yeah, it's about like 5 or 6 kilometers to the A point from the underside of this rock, and that is the exact range you need to beam somebody 6 kilometers. So very good asset here. Lastly, we've got, what's it, just the offside little Pinard with some missiles on it. What are these, size 3? Yep, okay, so no mixed package there between torpedoes and long range. And then they got another one, just, yeah, so ANS, very good Pinard coverage this game, going to be locking a lot of stuff. See the initial deployment here. Ooh, we got a strike already, a bunch of size 2 missiles out going after the key point there. So Killer Banana, ooh, looks like he took a hit. One of those torpedo launchers has been knocked out. It can be restored, but that is not something you want to see happen this early on in the game. Anyways, let's introduce the OSP team before things get too spicily kicked off. We got that a whole bunch of, that's the 250 guns here. Yep, so not taking the very back slot, instead just going with the 4-gun variant here. Looks like they got some missiles on the back, little VLSs. And some T20 cans. A lot of gun on these. Okay. These ones, so we see the pairing here of Plasma and 250. Plasma is able to strip off the armor of many ANS capital ships, and then they got the 250 to follow up with. And then they've got a little radar tug off to the side here with a Bloodhound, so needing early warning coverage. Not a lot of early warning radar currently going on here for the OSP team, so their awareness is a little bit lacking compared to the ANS, which is just creeping around everywhere with all of their little small assets. Kind of an interesting reversal, since you typically see OSP trying to snake around these small assets. Unfortunately, this sprinter has been locked on by a group of tugs here, which I think we'll take a look at. They got an Acello here with pretty... Ooh, that's a big package of torpedoes in this thing. So, yeah, let's see. That's 8, 16, 32 torpedoes in an Acello. That is a nasty close quarters combat ship. I believe that's a symbol from... I think that's the Halo Covenant. Yeah, nasty torpedo package. Got a gun on the bottom to knock things out once they've been torpedoed. Soft kill package. Got the balls device on the top and bottom there for jamming radar and whatnot. We've got a couple little jammer shuttles go along with this, providing some flak as well. So nice escorting assets. They're shoving these things off to the side now. But they are getting opened up on by the Axford here, presenting a bit of its broadside. It's got that nice little tilt, so it's able to get the back gun in as well. Command torpedoes are out. Don't even have time to get through the whole list before torpedoes start flying. God damn. Wham, wham, wham. Ooh, nasty hits into this thing. We're seeing the Christmas tree light up here. God damn, torpedoes are good right now. Wow, that is a fully redded out Acello. The drive is cooking off. So is the reactors and the magazine. That is super critted. Wow. That's probably like 2,000 points just like dead, done, and dusted. And we're not even 5 minutes into the game. Ouch. That's rough, buddy. I don't know what secret head types there were. I assume that was command guidance, but at the same time, yeah, that's fierce. That was just a full YOLO play made by one of these things. I want to say these cost... Ooh, yep, there's that beam that I was talking about earlier. That beam guarding the A point. So they are able to get their mines off, but yeah, beam just cooking away at this little shuttle. So there's sprint mines here, but I'm pretty sure once these sprint mines are armed, they're just going to zoom into this dead hull here since it's nearby and does not have a transponder to indicate it as friendly. So yeah, that's really rough to see. Ooh, more missiles coming in for good measure, smacking at the light assets here. Yeah. I'm not typically a fan of the torpedo launchers like this. I find that they cause more trouble than they're worth. But we're seeing that Torp Frigate is a scary thing when you are not prepared for it. Mass drivers now coming from up top, smashing into these things. They're not able to knock out the torpedo launcher here, but think fast chuck on us indeed. So reduced to a single ship in less than 5 minutes of the game. That is devastating. Let's finish introducing the rest of the players here. So we see 450 flying out of Call's little liner here. Anything special about this? It's got a bellbird jammer on the bottom and a lighthouse illuminator, but besides that, pretty standard looking. Ooh, it does have size 2 missile launchers on the back, so nice way to project its firepower a little further than it can reach with the guns. We've got a nasty MLS2 package. Okay, so favoring the size 2 missiles from Call. What else have we got here? We have a little tug here that could, the Bloodhound, unfortunately being reduced to atoms. Has a Dazzler on it to ward against EO missiles, although it looks like it got taken out super early in the game. Smash Grab has, that was the little Ocello we saw drop in. So yeah, this is fairly standard fare. You're seeing a bunch of, I think these are Pavises or these Bastions? Bastions, so providing a little protection against some of the lighter assets like size 2 and size 2 hybrids, though not very good against torpedoes. Seeing it now taking some fire from above, the railgun on the front of that battleship now threatening it. Ocellos are very good at bow tanking, but when hit by rails, right, like stem to stern, they have a lot of problems because everything the rail passes through gets crit. And crits add up very fast. We saw last game, my bulk freighter got royally critted out, so let's see, what else have they got in their fleet? All right, they've got a little jammer package here with a big old 600 mil gun. I like it. And they've got off to the side here a mass driver with shedding some chaff right now. What's coming at it? Ooh, it's got a torpedo inbound. Act Wake torpedo. Huh, a Act primary with a Wake Seeker. You don't see that very often, but okay. Nice way to chase down enemy fleets, I guess. But normally you see a Wake Validator, in this case, trying to hunt down enemies' missiles and stuff. Yep. Time to spend 10 minutes putting a single shoe on. Oh, I don't know what's the big deal with putting on shoes, but I hope you have good luck with that, Crystal. We're seeing a bunch of, yeah, these are Wake primary, Act secondaries. Interesting way to hunt down ships trying to flee from you. A couple of them getting shot down, but looks like a couple of them striking true as well. Yep, womp womp, that is a dead ship. It is able to get a torpedo off in spite, 2 of them actually, as it goes after the Jaded Knife here. Mass Driver is gonna probably get hit here. I don't think that it has enough to stop these. Maybe the Pavises are good. Let's have a look. Pavises burning what they can into these. They might get seduced onto the chaff here. We're going to find out. Yep, one gets seduced and shot down. Grazer firing off there. Does they have a Grazer? Interesting. Okay. Nice PE coverage for a little mass driver. Yeah. They deny them those torp hits, but let's take a look around the battle space. So A point is currently neutral. It is a 2-2 split as we see missiles going off against each other here. Anti-missile missiles trying to counter the ANS's hybrids that are now also getting seduced by chaff clouds. Probably going to burn up out of fuel. Yep. Oh, just act on a Heckbee? No, you can't do this. No. Like, Heckbees are expensive, and one cloud of chaff is going to deny all of that. You can't be doing that, my guy. You see one of them here, smack. This one, again, yep, shedding his decoys. Very expensive cluster decoy there. Trying to veer off towards the target. Will it have enough fuel? Nope, does not have the turning, and it's just going to die as it runs out of fuel here any second now. Any second. There it is. Yep. Whoop whop. So, ANS taking a lead here as they push onto the B point. There's a tug left over that's had a reactor cook-off nearby it, so it has no armor. Not that it had much to begin with. Just completely gutted out here. Only the CIC kind of keeping it in the game. Standard drive. So once they figure out that this thing is still alive, they're probably just going to throw a torp into it, and that's going to be that. Yeah, those torp frigates screaming around the battle space now. Ooh, this bulk freighter has missiles incoming on it. Seeing some Auroras actually shipping into the side of it by accident. They're trying to hit those incoming torpedoes. Desperately trying to burn with what they got. The Ocello trying to provide that close-range point defense, but Auroras are not ideal against torpedoes. They need that Pavis fire, and I don't know if they have it. Pavis is desperately trying to fire into them now. Can they stop it? Nope. Clonk. That is going to be a big hit into the... only the berthing and one of the guns. Oh, there's the big hit. Wham, wham. Yeah, secondary explosion now going off as we see a whole bunch of the torpedoes striking true into this bulk freighter. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Command guided. Ouchies. Yeah, that is pain central as all of these torpedo frigates paying more than they're worth easily, just able to get off their strikes and then get the hell out of Dodge. We're seeing just the entire OSP team getting folded by these. reactors going super critical, magazine cooking off. You have to scram your reactors and hope that you can fix that mag debt. Otherwise, you're basically going to be out of the game. They can restore technically here. You saw last game, I did my chain restore nonsense where I was able to get a large storage back up and then kind of fix the various other systems. They have a damage control complex with restores as well. CICs are not technically out, but that thing is effectively mission killed, I think, for the rest of the game. Like, you've just lost so much stuff here, and if these cook off, yeah, that's going to be that. Ooh, even worse, there's a fuel line fire, which you cannot scram. So yeah, I don't think that bulk freighter's coming back. We are seeing some size 2s here coming after these ships. Let's see if they get hits or not. I don't know if they have chaff. They do have chaff, so chaff is good. Yep, Wake Seeker's getting fully seduced there. This one, though, has taken a huge hit from some of them. So yeah, this one, on the other hand, is still fine. Does it have any missiles left? Nope. They have done their damage. They have done their job. They took out the assets. Ooh, seeing some size 3 hybrids flying past now. Again, seduced onto chaff, I believe. Oop, coming around. Will they get hits? They do get a hit into the drive. That little missile monitor that could, trying to hide here as now, let's see, what are these? These are the little offside scouts we saw earlier, the Pinard module hunting and skulking around the place. Let's see, VLS just programming one missile right now. It got a good hit, in return firing some size 2s. Do they have chaff? I don't think they do. Yep, clonk. Ooh, it just gets a command missile out. So this thing does have a Act Seeker, although it does not have command, so it's probably going to go after these chaff clouds. Yep, seeing more chaff being deployed here now. So I won't be surprised if this thing completely misses. The Sprinter is dead. Yeah. OSP kind of getting clobbered here. ANS is losing like some light assets, but those assets got their missiles off. And yeah. See, going for the chaff cloud. Yep, bigger radar return, and it just goes whoop. See a bunch of size 2s now going out after the little corvettes. Not corvettes. It's so weird seeing torpedo frigates. A bunch of these now cruising around, trying to get that lock onto the ISN medic here. I believe that this thing has used up all of its torps, so it doesn't really matter that much. Not much of a threat anymore. Yeah, it's got some chaff, but no ceremonial arming missiles, so it doesn't even count as armed. Still going to see those size 2 going into it for good measure. They don't know exactly how many missiles this thing had, so better safe than sorry. Womp, 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 womp. Yep, that thing is out of the fight. Killer Banana playing, I'd call it a fleet of burn cards. Essentially, you want to burn these ships to kill something much heavier than them. And so far, we're seeing great success as the Ocello got clobbered. The Bulk Freighter, yep, Bulk Freighter has ejected life pods. It is out of the game. What do they still have left? I believe that this one is out of power by the looks of it. Yep, it is. Okay, it has 2 missiles left technically in, I think, the top slot. Where's those torpedo launchers? Okay, so the bottom slot has 2 torps. This thing might get back. They do have a double whip. Wow, okay. That's interesting. Double whiplash drive for the high-speed action. And then they have a front line, but what do they have power for? Oh, right, you can put a micro reactor. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, so double whiplash drive is very fast. Micro reactor does get you a front line. I might steal that design. I don't like the torp launchers. I like the canter launchers personally. But yeah, that is a really interesting way to bring 12 torpedoes into somebody's face. I believe these things would cruise at like 40 meters a second, which is very fast. So seeing them now trying to reclaim the B point, a bunch of these ships here kind of got clobbered. This thing still has some missiles, I want to say. Yep, still has some torpedoes, so let us see if they are good against the Arcadian Hope here. One of the few remaining capital assets for the OSP team that has not been gotten. Actually, we see the 250 and the Plasma in the back here looking pretty healthy, trying to exchange shots, but that is a Axford with escorts providing a nasty jamming package as well, Ooh, unfortunately, they're jamming the wrong targets here, as it would seem that the bulk freighters here are able to fire with impunity, not in those jamming cones. And I think they have a offside. They have an offside Bloodhound, but it is not firing on target right now. Damien, a little slip on the micro, but that happens sometimes when you lose your tracks. So let's take a look around the battle space, because there's like debris fields everywhere. ANS basically deciding we are going to push into you, and you're going to have to deal with that. Let's see up here. Lieutenant Huber has its 450 Axford firing down on what it can, putting some AP rounds into the side of this monitor, I believe. Let's see if these hit true or not. You can actually fire HE into monitors. They don't actually have as much armor as some people think they do. 450 AP is massive overkill. It might also be that they've just used up all their HE. No, okay, they have plenty actually, so they're good. Do they have a bulk mag in this thing? Reinforced mag. Oh. How do they fit so much ammo into this thing? Interesting. Oh, right, because they don't have any flak rounds. That's why. Silly me. Compared to some of my Axford builds with big reinforced mags. Yeah, they're trying to fire 450 into a shuttle. Not a shuttle, a little corvette here, and 450 is not very effective. It does overpen. That said, they do get a good clonk into the front. This thing only has a basic CIC and no restores. So if they get lucky, they can knock out the drive and the reactor or the CIC, but still not your effective target. You want something like 100 mil to take this out, or maybe 250. Yeah, I don't know if OSP has a way back into the game. ANS has used most of its burner fleet here, but they still have like 3 capital assets. And realistically, each of these capital ships could just sit on a point and win the game from there. See a bunch of size 2s going out for their trouble. Yep, just Wake primary, Act secondary. It's an interesting concept. The Wake Seeker is very good for trying to like find the enemy ship and then try and get on their tail as a Heat Seeker, as ships do leave a little bit of Wake particle behind. You can kind of see it here. These little dotted lines, that's representing where the ship has been. There's also this big old orange Wake trail left behind it, so they can follow it. Ooh, beam out in the water, cooking off. Yeah, okay, so unfortunately, it does bite the dust finally, the little missile boat that could. Yeah, Kal is sadly out of the game. That's their last asset there. Kalimba, same. Smash Grab is trying to hold on with like an Acello, but an Acello against 2 Axfords and a battleship, I don't know about that. It's struggling now trying to get this kill here. You see the 450 just horribly overpenning. I believe overpen shots only do like 20% of their listed damage. Space Battleship, yeah, a little bit of Space Battleship right now. If you want to see a Space Battleship up top of the map, we have a double rail package with a 450 belly. This thing presenting its broadside because it simply does not care, just cruising across the map, firing on whatever it sees. Beam trying to cook off this monitor here, but it has a bad track, so it goes wide. Now, let's see, what else have they got? They've got a little pop gun on this, which can do some damage against it. Ooh, Beam now hitting true. It's at pretty much the max range, so it's not doing the most damage, but still, Beam is Beam, as we see plant control centers, large DC lockers in the berth and getting knocked out. Bulk Mag, fairly wounded, so that thing is probably going to go down shortly. Let's see. And they got a pair of bulk freighters trying to run right now. They're being illuminated. What? Are you running illumination on missiles? What is... This is a very strange battleship, I will say that much. The Illuminator does help keep the radar lock since it increases the radar returns. It's you're projecting more radar stuff here, but yeah. Bunch of fire coming in onto this destroyer for its troubles, but this destroyer already paying dividends for itself, having denied the ACAP, and now it's just hunting any little asset around the map. It's barely breaking line of sight here, so it's trying to move over this way, getting itself out of danger, but yeah. Let's see, does it have any restores? No restores left on this thing. Already used them all up. Probably getting the Dragonfly and Focus Particle Accelerators back up, if I had to guess. 2 Focus Particle Accelerators, giving this a very spicy cook. Speaking of spicy, there goes a spicy meatball. What was once a monitor is now atomized space dust. Yep, blinding white flash there. Yeah, delicious blue around the side. Love that radioactive crunch. See you all in chat. Crystal arguing over what shirt to wear. Ah, yes, indeed. There's Nebulous going on, and you're arguing about clothing. We have clothing arguments. So we see, ooh, that reactor cook-off taking all of the Axford's armor off, along with its supporting assets. Not that Frigates had very much armor to begin with, but yeah. The Acello here, this is sad to see. Yeah, its drives getting heavily hammered here. Whiplash Dragonfly does make it decently maneuverable, but it is cut into broadside, and yeah, that is broadside. You got 7 barrels of 450 slamming home into this thing, and it was already fairly damaged from earlier. Yeah, that is unfortunate to see. I don't think OSP has much more to get into this game with. They're on the outside with like a pair of bulk freighters trying to do something, but you're seeing them taking rail fire from above as they're just slowly getting pushed off the map here. The E point is secured by sprint mines, but that's the only thing the OSP has going for it. The ACAP still not captured this game, hilariously, despite the fact that ANS has multiple assets around that could probably go over and do it. You see Beam Destroyer, yep, beams are good now, blocking different locations across the ship as it just kind of cooks through this thing. That beam is set to battle short. They say, yeah, we're just going to do damage until this thing breaks. It's firing for effect now. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Smash Grab knows that there's no hope for that Acello and is going to punch out here, so... down to just Damonique here, trying to hold on, getting whatever damage they can. I don't see a way back into this game as there's still like 4 fleets okay, reduced in number here. Probably about like 3 fleets worth of stuff. All of these torpedo ships have gotten their payloads off and paid for themselves multiple times over. That is a lot of firepower. I kind of want to steal this fleet because Torp Frigate with double Whiplash is kind of silly, and I like that. So, see, there's the silliness aspect of it, and then there's also the, wait, hang on, this has potential aspect, which, yeah, I don't want to say it's good, but I'm going to say that it's pretty funny to see work. So, Diminique trying to do something on the outside here, trying to move away from whatever assets and maybe try and pick a fight or two here. I don't think that they have anything to get back in the game. They've got a radar monitor on the outside here, trying to see stuff. Yeah, just the combination of jamming, so whenever you try and get a lock, it just breaks. That is very annoying to do. Yep, they're going to choose to tap out. I'm gonna say GG's. OSP brought a comp here. I'd say they might need a little more like map control, electing a little bit too heavily into the Ocello capitals and stuff versus needing more shuttles and tugs and things. But yeah, ANS just coming in with kind of a meme fleet, but at the same time, like, wow, torpedoes are good right now, just slamming into multiple ships. The damage numbers aren't actually that high. Like, you see your potential maximum damage here versus your actual damage, depending on what you hit. But yeah, damn, that, like, uppercut they delivered to the OSP, like, 5 minutes into the game, just knocking out a Ocello full of torpedoes, and then pretty much just going to town from there. See, yeah, 32 torpedoes not fired as the Trot got knocked out. Literally, like, less than 5 minutes into the game, the ANS just decided we're going to send 2 Torp frigates to your natural point, and that was that. Hell of a game today. Wow. So, I think we have time for maybe one more today. I'm going to see if there's a lobby open or not. Let's take a look. Ooh, area official canyon. Not a big fan of that. The Rift, however, that could be kind of fun. All right, chat. Let's go to the Rift and see what is up here. Load up the map and see what we get. Ah, this is the map with the magical space balls. These look like something you kind of like hit with a golf club. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It's like you hit this with a golf club, it goes flying because it's like weirdly aerodynamic, but also not really very light. What are they called? Wiffle balls, I think? We'll call the Rift the Wiffle Ball map. Anyways, play a little ANS, I think. I've recently reworked my Axe Fraud and Axe Evasion Axe Forwards, the name of the hull. Show off the new changes I made. Put some better point defense on. I had elected to go heavily into flak earlier because rocket shuttles were very popular. Instead, now seeing everything is torpedoes, I've elected to put more defenders onto these things, giving them a nice little front-facing gun package. So when you consider the axe from the front, you've got a lot of nice slanted armor, fairly narrow profile, and you've got 5 barrels of 450 to deliver some love to the enemy. We've also got another one in formation here. A commentary always good. Thank you. I try very hard to make this, like, Neb is a hard game to kind of explain to people, but I hope that my streams make it so a little bit more people can kind of like access the game and get to know it and learn from that. So glad to see that some of my commentary nonsense is delivering itself. Seeing a little comms jammer on the back here, the golf ball that could. So hoping to bring a pair of Axfords here. It says we don't have enough crew to operate, but we are actually just 1 man short. So someone's just going to have to pull double duty, or maybe one of the teams will just be a little bit short right now, but that's okay. But it's going to hop in here and wait and see if more people will show up. I wonder if different server is showing. If you don't come back, that's why. We're going to do the same thing, because maybe that other server was filling up. Ooh, Canyon match. Canyon is very big, but we might be able to play a match on Canyon. Let's see. Okay, well, we did get a match in, so Canyon, very large map. We're going to try it. Our 450... I keep getting the names confused. I call Axfords Ocellos and Ocellos Axfords. I really need to work on that. But the million point leap. Don't hate my litter box. For those of you wondering, the litter box fleet, as such named, is this thing. It is 10 container liners that are completely full of sand. By which I mean I've taken literally all of the sand shot pellets that I could. It is a box full of kitty litter. So, let's switch back to our more serious fleet here. Yes. See, Quinto being here, bringing a couple destroyers with some frigates as well. Blankets and hang-up jammers here, very good for providing coverage, allowing the beams to get into range and deliver some punches. Got a couple of other little ships around. I actually kind of like this. I think that gun frigates they're an interesting fleet. You typically see a mass of these run, which was Gun Swarm, and that was very annoying to deal with. But seeing just 1 or 2 of these things scattered around the place, Double Defender is enough to shoot down torpedoes. And they've got 2 Mark 64 cannons, which are 250 millimeter, which is fairly effective against everything OSP can bring. So yeah, I think that more gun frigates need to be run because they provide a nasty amount of firepower for how much they weigh. And you can get these pretty cheap too, like about 400 or 500-ish points, which lets them handily hunt down tugs. So, anyways, we're just waiting for everyone to ready up Snowfall in the editor along with Game of Drones, and I think that's Aoki? Aoki, whatever. They're just fixing one of their fleets here, load up the various silliness. So it is a match on Canyon, which is not one of my preferred maps. Even though Canyon did get shrunk, it is still a very, very big map with a lot of capture points. I think there's 7 in total, so yeah. Canyon takes a while to get anywhere, and it is... I want to say it's like the longest range map in game besides some of the custom modded ones. So, a little crunchy snack here. So a couple CLs as well. Game of Drones coming in with the big old battleship here. Yeah, going for the big forward-facing guns. We got a golf ball on the back, I think. Some Auroras and Defenders and Stonewall. So mixture of point defense. Very good to see. Yeah. My plan is to try and play the anchor to my team, as a pair of Axfords is a nasty 3,000 point brick to unlodge from the various positions that I can set myself up in. So my plan is to try and find the enemy big assets and then fire from about 9 kilometers, give or take. Tell everyone to ready up with an exclamation, because that way we're happy. And hopefully we will get in some more games. Snowfall needs to select a OSP fleet, as we play typically the Alliance Navy, the Shelter Alliance that is, versus the Outlying Systems Protectorate. Oh, you want Meow Crash Check? Alright, give me 1 second. Alright, Big Sippy first. There's your obligatory catboy noises. Alright. I would hate to have to vote kick them, given they are kind of new to the game, and they might not know that it's ANS versus OSP, but we'll see. Fleets are back. If you are looking to get into Neb, the starter fleets are perfectly serviceable. The tutorial is done with the Alliance Navy because it was made when the Alliance ships had first come out, so learning the OSP can take a little bit more time as they have a different assets, but yeah. Do all Necros meow? The good ones do. Or the bad ones. I don't know which one I am. You'll just have to find out. Alright. Readied up. Let's see what we get here. So, Canyon map going to be interesting here. I'm hoping that the map is better than I remember, because I've done some Canyon matches, and I will not say it is one of my favorite maps. I find that it tends to be a little bit laggy and a little bit big, so it takes a long time to get everywhere. See Catboy, Sussy Crystal. Alright, everyone here can be a little sussy. It's okay. Although, Nova, I do agree with you. Sussy Crystal, indeed. Yes, very much. Alright, so here is Canyon. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of this. So, going from the top to the bottom, it is a pretty sizable map. I can't actually see the range indicators. I think it's like, let's see, I think that's the 20 kilometer mark there. So yeah, this map is like 20 kilometers from the center to the outside, so it's a pretty big one. Yeah. I think that I want to do my usual thing that I like to do, which is to go B point and then C point, because I get a nice gunfight along here. We'll just kind of go along from there. Yeah. Play around the outside here, and then either I can go up if somebody caps B, or we can go down. Yeah. Let's go Team 1, indeed. You can see now all the various fleet prefixes here, so since we are not required to run, like ANS as our prefix, I've seen some like thematic games where they have everyone go in ANS like prefix and with team color, and it looks very cool to see that square off against the OSP, but that's probably going to be something that'll be more seen in the upcoming Conquest mode, which is set to release, I think, possibly in the next year? I don't know the exact roadmap timestamps, and it is, of course, subject to change as development cycle goes and does its thing, so... Small game, but very fun indie project. A lot of love has been put into this, even though there is a couple sort of interesting quirks right now that are going to be ironed out in time. But still, I mean, early access games always going to have a little bit of jag to it, but I'm quite happy with Neb. Developer very transparent, and I have chatted with them a little bit here and there. Mostly just having them tell me to stop being a little bratty catboy, but hey, what are you going to do? See our team deploying around the kind of outside here. We've fixed our deployment. Oop, Game of Drones did not deploy their... They might have deployed their ship, but just forgot to ready up. I've done that sometimes where I'm like, why is the match not starting yet? And then I look down the corner, I'm like, oh, right, I didn't hit ready button. And then I kind of feel a little embarrassed, but never minding all that. So we're dropping into Canyon now in the Roclaren system, asteroid complex. Now, personally, I think the asteroids are pretty basic, but okay, call it complex if you will. I mean, what's so hard to understand about a rock in space? Wow.
We're underway.
Move our ships around like so. Wow.
We're underway.
Gonna go ahead and cap the B point here. Yeah. Oh, hey, Meg. Nice to see you tuning in. Welcome to Funny Haha Spaceship Game of Incomprehensibility. Yeah. Welcome to Nebulous. This means something. This is the start of the match. This is where all these things are the most obvious about what they mean. Are you having fun with Nebulous yet? Are you understanding the game? Yeah, take notes, everyone. There will be a test later on. It's really funny because I talked to a bunch of people who have played the game a whole lot, and we all just looked at like some of the pictures of Nebulous, like gameplay, and we just kind of scratched our head and thought ourselves like, how the hell did we learn to play this? How did we find this game and think, yes, this is going to be fun. I want to invest time into learning this thing. Yippee.
How can we help today, Commander?
Set our guns to tight fire formation. That way they will only shoot at what I tell them to.
At the ready, Commander.
Right. Anyone else game have a seizure? Didn't notice one there. Every time you watch, I'll be like, yes, I understand completely. Yeah. It is a very particular game for someone with, I don't know, I like Neb because it reminds me in some ways of various like real-time strategy games I've played, and I like the space aspect of it. But it's also very much kind of the customization that I got from MechWarrior Online that I like, because I can choose how I want to build my ships, what components I want to put into where. Like, sure, you get the hull laid out a certain way, but I can decide, like, this mount here, I want to put, like, this specific gun, or this specific compartment goes here. So it's a lot of freedom to be creative, and you're rewarded for being creative and innovative, which is what I really like to see in a game. And it's also got the fun of, you know, hey, fly around and blow things up in space. So I would say that there is definitely a barrier to entry, which I don't think that'll go away anytime soon, but I've got a couple tutorials in mind that I'm writing scripts for that I want to kind of hammer out. Just like a little 1 minute short. So it's like, hey, I want to understand what you mean by XYZ term. It's like, okay, cool. Here's how you bow tank, or here's how you do jamming. So 7 camps, yep. I do like maps that are a little smaller than this. I find that canyons with the 7 points, it leads to everyone being very spread out. That said, I did cast a 10 versus 10 match on Canyon, and oh man, was that a interesting time. We're playing a 5v5 right now, so just imagine like double the assets brought to the battle space, and it was a bloodbath. Everyone's computer was chugging trying to run that as like, there was one point where a whole bunch of missile strikes just went out, and everyone popped their defensive chaff, so it made a whole bunch of like extra tracks show up. And it was a test of modern hardware. We'll go with that. We set our headings roughly towards where the enemy should be, I think, give or take. See, myself, I'm moving towards the B point here, trying to capture it. Actually, these little light assets here are a little faster than me, so they can probably handle that. We're just going to take our big Hulken heavy cruisers up here. Heavy cruisers are one of the ships that I really like because they're fairly simple to play. So if I'm feeling smooth-brained one day, I can just, load up my pair of Axfords and decide I want to throw a whole bunch of 450mm shells at people and have a good time with it. They're also a decent pairing. Granted, I don't have the benefits of having a more mixed fleet. Like, if I had a single Axford as a command ship, which is a good basis to do for pretty much anything on the Alliance side, I could then take a bunch of smaller assets, such as little sprinter corvettes or frigates or even destroyers to try and punch up or down with. So, in this case, I decided I just want to go all in on the 450. I don't think that this is like a S-tier build, but I would say it's like an A or a strong B, just because you can bring a lot of firepower to bear on a target. I'd say compared to like a battleship, you don't quite have the armor of a battleship and the damage control to match either. But you are able to split your force, so if I need to go and capture 2 points, I'm able to do that, versus a battleship where I'm just going to be sitting on 1.
Go ahead, Command.
Also a little opinionated about the battleship, because personally, I'm not a huge battleship fan. I just find them a little too big, bulky, and slow, and that the OSP team has learned that battleship is dangerous and how to counter it. Versus the Axford, where I'm able to get a little more fun surprise packages in. Also because I like missiles, and battleships aren't as good at missiles as Axfords are, unless you heavily tech into them.
Go ahead, Command.
So we're just going to be moving up here. B point going to be secured by our allies here. They could probably just send one of these corvettes out ahead and capture it, no problem, but they're just moving in formation.
Go ahead,
we're not in a huge rush right now. Enemy has 3 points, and they're just getting a few caps in. See them going up top here for the F point. They've got, what are those? Looks like they've got some missiles arcing out here. Just want something to go boom. Well, don't worry. Any second now, we're going to see some size 2 missiles come out of these things. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so they've got 4 guns instead of 5 with a MLS. Or VLS-1 on top. Okay, we're seeing some missiles out now. Act with ARAD Val. Interesting combo. All right, they're going after this thing. Will they stage perfectly or not? Let's find out. They might go into the rock here. Oh, yep, womp womp, bad rocket. So, this thing has mines, a jammer, and a pinpoint track. So yeah, unfortunately, poor staging there. So They fly up, and then they fly into a rock. Rock
Go ahead,
proving to be
Command.
best point defense, as I think those missiles were probably about, like,
Command's on the line.
15 points or
We're
so
underway.
each. I don't know exactly how much a size 2 hybrid costs these days, but see that now that they know that this thing is unarmed, except for the mines that it probably shed on the F point, they can just move themselves up here and take that thing out with gun.
We are securing zone
I'd
box.
call that out in case they didn't see it. Always good to communicate with your team, as communication is overpowered. So for all of you socially awkward ones out there, if you want to win, you gotta talk. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Luckily, though, text chat exists,
Right away,
so you can call
Commander.
people silly names.
Go ahead, Command. Copy that. Moving.
And move myself up over this rock here. I don't know if there's going to be anything up here or not, so we're just going to peek our head out and see what
At
there
the
is to
ready,
see.
Commander.
We have a... Let's see, where is it? I think it was
Quiet.
this
Command's
one
on
with
the
a
line.
spyglass. Where did I put the radar on this, actually? Cannon, bullseye. No, spyglass, yes.
Got you,
So the
5 by
spyglass
5.
reaches out to like 11.5 kilometers, which conveniently is just over my gun range.
Moving
Ooh,
out.
8 point getting contested here. Let's see what happens. Ooh, mass drivers from up high. Ugh. Gonna put a warning out about that one. Something up here-ish. I can find them. There they go. Yeah. Okay, signal attack. Let's see, there you are. Something like up here-ish, give or take. I think this is approximate. There. It gets me a reference point at the very least. A-sword MDs. Gonna mark that. Take a look around. Ooh, there is, okay, they have a container liner, which, as the name would imply, is a container liner that has shipping containers full of explosives. And they hurt a lot, as we're just seeing the entire container volley here coming in. I don't know if they're going to get a kill or not. We've sent 3 corvettes to the midsection here. One of them's getting heavily mass-drivered. Ship going boom. Yeah, this one, I'm just going to say this now. There's not much of the ship going to be left in a second. Yeah, minute it's going to cook off. That's going to be that. Okay, we're going to push our way up towards C. So since I know that that is up there and a problem... Ooh, they've got some backline assets here. So they've laid a couple mines here. Nasty little embedding into the rock here, but... probably, or not hitting the mines. Just gonna call them that. The meons.
We hear you, Command.
Anyways, we're gonna adjust ourselves accordingly. Since I don't know what is up there, I might have to rotate up. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, they've got mines that are nice now because they can kind of embed into terrain like this. They bounce off slightly so they don't blow up as soon as they stage. And if they get into range, they can go whoop boom and then smack you good there. So we're gonna keep our advance going.
At the ready, Commander.
Gonna head towards the
Aye,
C
aye.
point since
Full
nothing has
power.
spotted us
Turning up the
yet.
engines now.
As something just spots us. Okay, that's not good. Mass drivers are a problem, so we need to get into cover. Yeah.
Testing zone Atlas.
Moving
All right,
out.
time to move. We know there's a mass driver liner up that away, give or take. It'll take a little bit for it to rotate onto us. Ooh, that's a big array. That's a lot of mass driver. Look at that. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's like 6 mass drivers, so that's 2 bulk freighters worth. Yeah, that's less than stellar. The little shuttle that could here, shedding mines and lifeboats. I believe that that one
At
is
the
hard
ready,
dead.
Commander.
We're gonna mark it killed as such, since those lifeboats had to come from it. Yep, okay, these are assets
the
that we
ready,
can actually
Commander.
engage upon, so we're going to do that. Fire at the
Understood.
450 HE
Engaging.
shells. Unfortunately, we do not have angle. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna move towards the A point, since, I don't think that we'll be able to hold it. Maybe we will. They have a gun shuttle here, with just a little 100 mil turret and a point defense gun. But they've got more assets coming in now. Another shuttle. Yeah, rockets on this thing. Big, nasty punch-up package. Rockets are very
5 by
effective
5.
against lighter targets, but they struggle a little bit against armored things, only having so much armor pen. We are spotted here, but I don't see exactly by what. What are you? I don't like you.
Today, Commander.
I don't know what that is, and I don't want to find out.
Commander.
So instead, we're just going to charge it and
Aye,
shoot
aye,
it.
Commander. We're moving.
Fire for effect.
The enemy is securing zone Atlas.
Run
Aye,
through
aye,
sweep
Commander.
established. There we go. Target is locked. Gobble them up. I don't know what it is, but it's about to eat a big load of fire. None of the mass drivers are over there, and I don't want them to be.
You heard the orders.
Because I need to basically dive myself
On the
into
way,
cover
Commander.
behind a rock here. But I think... Ew, what is that? That could be trouble. They have multiple light scout assets around the map. I know that much. This thing is turning towards us, I think. See if we hit it or not. I can roughly get a sense of what it is, give or take. It's very small, so that's annoying.
Orders, Commander.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got here? That is chaff cloud versus whatever this thing might be.
Got you 5 by 5.
Interesting. All right, we're gonna try shooting at that thing instead. Oop, too far to
Got you
walk.
5
Okay,
by
fair enough.
5.
So unfortunately, we do see that there is something on a Pinard track there, so that's some knowledge given to us. I don't know exactly what these things are. It's a bulk freighter up there. All right, so we do want to take this fight, but getting up there is going to be a royal pain. So,
The enemy securing
and instead dive down here, trying to threaten the A point, maybe clean up some of the cap, and then hopefully I'll be able to get to the C.
Aye, aye.
Yeah.
Full power.
Just got to burn flank at best speed that we are able
On the
to.
way,
A
Commander.
very fast 30 meters a second, which is actually not that fast. But
Gotcha.
I mean, hey, we're a heavy
5x5.
cruiser. We're trying to make it work. OSP taking a cap lead. We have only 2 caps. They're 5. Our light cruisers up top are just trying to hide and stay away from these bulk freighters. Do they have plasma or what? Let's see. They got plasma cannon 1 and 2, and then a bunch of 100 mil. So that's a nasty thing that will strip off your armor and then chew you up
Awaiting
inside.
your orders,
I
Commander.
believe that my ally here can clear the A point. So we're gonna go
At the
around
ready,
hunting for
Commander.
stuff. What is that? That is a shuttle. Excellent. Call that out. We have a gun on this. Okay.
We hear you, Command.
All right. C point should be pretty easy to cap. We don't see anything too much out there. Down at the bottom of the map looks pretty clear. Seeing some beam action going on there. Yeah, this thing should be dead. I don't see the smoke from it. Yep, there we go. Now we got the angle. Pop, wop, pop, wop. All right. Let's take a look-see. What do we want to actually go after?
At
I
the
could
ready,
probably
copy that.
rise up here and then maybe try and fight the bulk freighters as they come around. Top of the map, yeah, we got our CL just trying to hug the rock here and stay out of line of sight of these bulk freighters, hoping that they don't stick
Awaiting
around too
your
long.
orders, Commander.
I need to get my Axfords into a position where I can punch something, but I don't see anything particularly large that I can
Not gonna
engage
today,
on,
Commander.
which is rather unfortunate.
Awaiting your orders, Commander.
And to try and
Send
maneuver
traffic.
better here.
On the way,
I know there's the
Commander.
bulk freighters out in the sort of nebulous expanse there, but besides that, I haven't seen too much. We have a battleship with a bunch of big guns, but it's having to stay low as well, as we're kind of suppressed just by the existence of those mass drivers.
Command's
Long
on
range
the line.
force projection, very powerful.
Go ahead, Command.
See
Yes,
here, some more
Commander.
missiles coming in. Oop, those are rockets out. Let's see, will the shuttle tank it or not? Oop, takes 1 hit. Okay. Defender unfortunately pointed the wrong way to engage those, and it might have gotten knocked out there. See, will it rotate and fire against it or not? Call that track out for whoever can see it.
Yes, Commander.
There we are. All right, let's align ourselves facing upwards because I'm expecting there to be the bulk freighter here, and I think this thing will try and pop around the rock. Bottom of the map is getting secured by us. We have an Axford down here and a beam ship. Might have been an overcommitment to send this much tonnage down here, but it does secure us a point, so we will take that. They can then proceed to rise up into the map and then probably go after the D and C
Quiet.
points.
Command's on the line.
I can fight against these bulk freighters. I'm confident of that. It's just the mass drivers are
Send
scary,
your
so I have to deal with them somehow.
Yes, Commander.
As I was moving upwards now. Unfortunately, yeah, so C point, womp womp, unfortunately getting clobbered.
Got you 5 by
I believe
5.
that, yeah, let's see. Gonna ask my buddy here, Quinto, gonna ask them to get C, because I think then I can move my forces up and engage various other targets. Let's take a look-see.
What are our
Yeah,
orders,
I think
Commander?
that against this, I don't see too much plasma. Or at least I didn't before. They've got 2 plasma cannons, which is about the normal amount you expect. 2 plasma cannons and then 6 T-30 turrets to spew a whole
Send
bunch of
for
little
traffic.
bullets. The plasma's goal is
What
to
are
strip
our
off the
orders,
armor, and then
Commander?
it follows up with the
Send your
100
traffic.
mil, which is very effective against ships when they have no armor. See a bunch of little assets here cruising through the middle of the map. I'm not sure if those are tugs or what. That looks like a formation
Go
of
ahead,
tugs.
Command.
Tell my wingman here. I do like when you get like a light assets fleet like this, like a couple of little corvettes and a beam destroyer just kind of pushing along with your big
Go ahead,
Axfords.
Command.
I provide a big old
Awaiting your
centerpiece to
orders,
the
Commander.
formation, and then they try and follow up with their various supporting
Aye, aye,
assets.
Commander.
Nice for them
Aye,
to
aye,
take out these
Commander.
small threats while I
We hear you,
go after
Command.
the big ones. So I'm gonna try and get up here.
We'll be there before
Basically,
you
we're going
do.
to bail out the little Vauxhall that is still up here. The other one got cooked off by something. I don't know what it got hit by, but yeah.
We are
Pair of bulk
securing
freighters
zone
here I'm going to
A.
mark
Command's
as my
on the line.
priority targets. That way I can quickly differentiate them at a glance. They're in orange versus the red. See some more assets
Go
coming up
ahead,
here
Command.
now. Anything we can get a
Yes,
view on.
Commander.
They got us on early warning radar. I can tell because these elite lobs from my allies that are very nicely provided by, I think it's
Heads up. Enemy missile.
Yeah, there we are.
Go ahead, Command.
All right, so we got missiles registered somewhere, which is troubling. I think that's just a little vibe check missile to see if I am paying attention or not. They are welcome to try. I have Axford point defense, and it is not something to be messed with. Yeah, we're just going to crest up over these rocks and pretty much wallop these guys in the back. We're seeing some more gunfight going down here. Call this out. I call that a bulk freighter as well. 3 bulk freighters. I think I can take 3 bulk freighters, assuming I get there in time. They're burning a bunch of their assets to kill off this Vauxhall, which unfortunately flew into open space. It needs to not be there. It is facing the wrong direction. Oof. Missiles trying to fire out at the last second. These are going to weave into it. Yep. Plonk. Oop. Okay, a bunch of those actually got shot down, so not as bad as it could have been, but still, not great. Take a look. What are you?
What are our orders, Commander?
I don't know what you are, but I'm going to find out. Fire for effect.
The attack.
So we got a little asset here as well. Unfortunately, oh, it's just a decoy line ship. Okay, that's not a threat. We're just going to mark that as killed. There we are. And also, just going to cease fire there since we don't see anything. There we are. Cancel the lock.
Go ahead, Command.
Just say you did good. You got overturned. It happens. The best of us.
Aye, aye. Full
Instead, we're
power.
going to move up and avenge him.
We'll be there
I'm hoping by
before
hugging the rock here, I'll be able to avoid the mass driver fire from far out, because they're going to be facing the wrong way. They can turn on us pretty good, but
Under traffic.
I don't think that they're going to expect this to happen.
Command's
So,
on the line.
lock onto you pretty good, like so.
Begin the attack.
All right.
Quiet.
Axford number 1 is going to peek over the rock like this.
We are en route,
I'll
Commander.
give him just enough space, give or take. Get a little lower, I think. There we are.
We're underway.
That'll stop them just over the rock, so I have a really good firing line, and then we'll go from
At
there.
the ready, Commander.
Same with you. Ta-da.
Moving out.
Yep. We're going to basically peek over and then try and fire
On the
every
way,
shot that we have into them and
What
see
are
where it
our
goes from there.
orders, Commander?
I've got some missiles to shoot at light assets. We see that there is a bulk freighter with its back to us. There's those mass drivers. We want to stay low so that the mass drivers don't hit us. We can
Gotcha.
quickly duck
5
back
by
under the
5.
rock if we have to. But we also want to deliver as much damage as possible here.
Now
So
let's finish them. Awaiting your order. What are our orders?
fire
Commander?
for effect.
Go ahead, Command.
Those bastards have
There we go.
you, Commander.
Now we're going to start our dive again, so that way we stay evasive, moving over and then down. That way we do a little rotation like so. We can see the mass drivers out there. They're a respectable distance away, just outside of our maximum damage range, or maximum lock range. We're getting shots into the drive here, which is very good for us, and they're going to return fire in turn. There we are.
Traffic.
I have you go up and then over, around like this. There we are. Have them collapse into each other. Yeah, they're firing on us, but the benefit is that they have their back to us, so they don't have a very good angle. We are going to get retaliated on pretty quick here. That's going to jam a bunch of their
Go
stuff.
ahead, Command.
We're going to just basically fire every single shot that we have at them.
Aye, aye.
Bunch of missiles going out now. Mass drivers are definitely turning towards us, so we need to dive behind the rock.
How
So,
can we help today, Commander?
all right. Just need to work the angles here accordingly. I'm going to change my heading towards this one and fire on it. Oop, that was a missile. Not wanting to fire that.
Pistols locked in.
There we are.
Traffic.
So you're going to dive, dive, dive. They do not have locks, so we are pretty good for right now. These guys are going to be over there for the moment. Let's see. Do we have anything else able to support? Quite a few assets here. They got a little tugboat, which I'm not too scared of, but we can handle ourselves pretty well. Once those mass drivers start firing on us, it's going to be a little bit sketchy, but we'll be able to make do with what we got.
Force laid in.
We are securing zone
Trying to
command.
burn ourselves down here. They don't have any missiles firing on us, and they are not prepared for the amount of tonnage I've just suddenly brought onto their flank. These mass drivers out there are definitely going to be trying to get a shot into us, to put another ping to get a location on them. They're trying to flank me now, so not going to let them do that. Let's see. I'm surprised they have not fired yet.
Moving out.
Like, actually, you're
What are our
really
orders,
surprising.
Commander?
There we go. Getting some good shots in here. Gonna order them move over and then down, using our verticality.
Underway.
And to keep ourselves in motion, I can cancel flanks since we're not really doing much high-speed maneuvering. See here, I'm keeping these bulk freighters. They are rotating around the side here, close to a dead ship, which is actually drive detonated, so it doesn't matter.
Got you. 5
We're just
by
gonna try and
5.
pepper this thing until it blows up.
Secured
What are our
zone
orders?
combat.
We have quite a bit of firepower here,
How can we
so
help
that's
today,
good.
Commander?
Yeah. Mass drivers are not targeting us, which is excellent. Actually, we can start to go
Aye,
threaten
aye,
those.
Commander. We're moving.
Because mass drivers are fairly
Go ahead,
fragile. We're
man.
just going to fire and maneuver. As soon as we get within like 9.5 kilometers, those mass drivers are going to die. We're just going to pepper this thing with everything we got.
Gotcha.
All right,
5 by
engage the
5.
flank engines. We need to move.
Course laid in.
All right.
Copy
If I
that.
skirt around the
Moving.
side of this rock, it gives me cover against these ones. I can still fire on this, and then I can get those ones engaged. So that's the plan.
Yes,
Need
Commander.
to actually rise up a little bit here.
We're
I'm
underway.
ever so slightly blinded.
Awaiting your orders,
Oh,
Commander.
there's the retaliation fire as they have finally
Aye, aye.
turned around, so we do actually have to dip our altitude
Copy
here.
that. Moving.
I want to still engage the enemy, but I also want to not get completely clobbered. As you see, they're firing into my broadside here. A couple AP rounds hitting, but most of the plasma is not, so that's good for us. So just drive forwards really fast and evade a bunch of that plasma if we can. Mass drivers now see us, so this is our cue to dive as we expected.
At the ready.
Peekaboom indeed. All right, we're going to fire on whatever we see here. So play is now to fire on them.
Requesting repair. Shots out.
See, these should be the target. Yeah, they're trying to get out of range, and maybe actually doing so. Yeah, okay, so they're gonna do that. We're gonna move around the rock like so, but also try and stay in threatening range.
Engaging.
And fire on you.
Locking on.
Fire on you. There we are.
On the way.
Keep our bow facing this way. We will take shots into the broadside, which sucks, but hey, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah. Just gonna fire on whatever asset we can. I don't know which one of these is the mass driver. I should see a second or so. I think this one
Ready for
is.
orders.
Yep, that's definitely one, and that is definitely one. Okay. So we had some pretty good shots there
They
to
knocked
do a
out a
little
module.
damage. They go under the
Get
rock
the hell
now.
out of here.
Indeed, let's get the hell out of here. Burn, burn, burn. So these guys are gonna roll up on us any second now. We're gonna point our nose upwards to deal with that. See, our system's getting smacked about here. We're gonna repair what we can. Repair the aux steering as well.
Let's hear it.
So, not a very good shot at that range, but hey, we're taking what we can. Any hits that we get on them is going to do a lot because they don't have very much damage control. Most of their stuff invested into having enough power to run mass drivers. So, then we're just going to dip behind this rock like so. Our
Yes, Commander.
bulk freighter friends going about...
Get the hell out
I don't actually know where they went because I just lost track of them, but yeah, a little bit problematic there. We're just going to point our nose up and then try and do something about that. See, missile volley coming in from them. Maybe it will hit? Not sure. Either way, we've got very good repairing, so we're just going to take some time, fix the ship, and then get back in the action. I might have knocked out some of their plant control systems, which are fairly delicate, so that's a good way. We are behind on the cap game and having to do something about it. Fortunately, it looks like the light assets we had on Charlie are not good. Oh, there we go. There's a signal. So yeah, bulk freighters hanging out here, doing their thing. Yep. And I'm just going to put an attack marker to show where they are. I know that the bulk freighters' rails are over that way, so that's a bit of an annoyance. They are trying to fire containers on me, but they're a little late on that.
Busy, Commander.
So.
We've restored a module.
Yep, there's some going around. Okay. That does reveal me because they'll see the point defense firing off, so we have to be careful about that.
Copy that. Coordinates received.
I'm a little bit stucky here, unfortunately. I could try and snake around, but I don't think I'll be able to get there in time. Unfortunately, the ambush not proving to be quite as effective as I wanted. I did get some good shots into one of their bulk freighters. This one looks heavily crippled just by the way that it's kind of sitting there. They'll probably try and push around and pick a fight with me, which I wouldn't be surprised by,
Standing
but
Commander.
maybe
On
we
the
can
way.
get a sneaky angle here if we cruise around like
Ready
this.
for
We'll be there before you
Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to set our heading to face this direction now
Copy
instead of
that.
straight up. I thought they might just push over the top. Instead, if we come around the back here and then fire into them, that does put the bulk freighters in the sort of like mass driver range here with a very good target on us.
What are our orders,
But
Commander?
at the same time, we can
Standing by,
bow tank
man.
pretty well against all the incoming and still deal some decent damage. We are very behind in the cap game. Yep, there goes the mass drivers again. Mass drivers again, very oppressive with the long unobstructed sight lines, and we don't have any missiles to punish it that I've seen this game. So, trying to get some caps back. We are
Ready.
like 350 points behind, so we're gonna have to really do something soon. Okay,
We hear you,
interesting.
Command.
I'm gonna just change the heading
Right
ever
away.
so slightly here.
Yes, Commander.
Explain what's happening? Well, I hope so, because I'm making this up as I go along.
Now.
All right, we're gonna lock onto. I think this one's the
Ready for
closest.
orders.
Yeah,
Target lock achieved.
I've got a couple of small missiles that I can hit him with. Gonna just point the nose at him like so.
Right away.
Have this angled right. I hope
Solid
they are.
copy.
So guns almost completely repaired.
Missile.
Everything more or less ready to go.
Securing zone.
You are
We'll be
basically
there
in
before
the
you
position I
know.
want you to be. So you're just gonna go up, out like this, and then dip back down.
Underway.
Same deal with you. You're gonna go up and then down.
On the move.
That should poke out just enough that we can
Yes,
punish him.
Commander.
Actually, they're gonna do it for us.
We're
Cool.
locked on to
So
target.
one of theirs is going to be a little bit far behind,
Send
and I don't think they know exactly where I am either. So,
Affirmative.
so I have the intel advantage. We're going to use it. There we are. And now we're going to start our turn back into cover, because they will try and rotate their assets onto me.
What are our orders, Commander?
Go. Just got to point my nose the right way,
Aye, aye, Commander.
and then dive, 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 dive.
Underway.
How much point defense do they have, if any?
Incoming enemy
I'm gonna say not enough.
orders, Commander.
Firefly swatters.
I'd hate to be on the other side of those.
Flank, flank, flank.
We'll be there before you know it.
All right, we're gonna also do a silly here where we turn on the comms jammer, which should jam their communications, making them very annoyed. There we are.
Copy that.
Size 1 missiles here flying in. They have point defense, but it is not on the correct facing. Oop. Oh, they do actually have a little flak on that one. Damn.
What are our orders,
All right, well,
Commander?
whatever. That still works fine for me. So we're just going to keep firing on these here.
Yes,
Flank
Commander.
speed set full. There we go. Just got to change my
We'll
heading
be
now
there
as
before you know
well
it.
to
Aye, aye,
accommodate.
Commander.
So we are taking some plasma damage here, which is unfortunate. But hey, what are you going to do? You're going to have to trade in a firefight at some point. So we're putting a whole bunch of rounds into them, and they are not having fun. Bottom radar is knocked out. A bunch of their guns are taking damage here. I'm hoping to get some crippling knockout shots on the bottom of this, where a bunch of the modules are. I remember the layout correctly. So keeping the comms jammer going here, which is messing with them, since while they're in the comms sphere, I don't believe that they have antennas powerful enough to share target intel data to their allied
Yes,
ships.
Commander.
We're gonna go ahead and smack at this tugboat here, I think. Fire the spinners.
On the way.
Try and get the angle correct on you. These should fly out and hopefully smack that tug that is trying to go for a...
Missiles are getting
I
close.
don't know if it's trying to go for a rocket run or what. Ooh, that's gonna
Yes,
hurt a little.
Commander.
Okay, you need to quickly readjust your heading.
Commander,
Missiles
we're taking
flying
damage.
out here. We are taking some damage now as they have
Yes,
managed to strip out
Commander,
a bunch
we
of our
lost the
armor. Ooh,
module.
there goes our gun. We need to get that back up and intact. You can see the armor stripped out there. So we got a couple of our corkscrew missiles here. Unfortunately, damn, they did have chaff cloud on that. That's good of them. As a very cost-effective solution to what we are trying to do there. That said, we are also just going to shoot it because we can. We need to stop our ship here for a quick second to get the Mark 68 belly gun back online. We're unfortunately not able to take this point, just overtunning it. I wish that I could, but it's just not seemingly going to happen with the threat they're posing against me, with the mass drivers backing them up. Instead, we are getting some hits in here, so... Still, we are presenting a threat and keeping bulk freighters occupied, but unfortunately, I just don't have the ability to bulldoze my way there without getting those mass drivers right down my snoot. I wish that my ally had pulled back a little bit, but they were kind of stuck and suppressed. If I had them as my flanker right now, it would be very strong. Fortunately, we are kind of, well, we're not exactly screwed, we're just on the back foot, so
Copy that.
gonna have to do what we can. So 450 shots, not effective against tugs, unfortunately, but they are able to do some damage and convince it to maybe, you know, go somewhere else. Oop, container strike out on us. Let's see what we get. So I'm going to keep the battle short on. We're going to turn off our radars, since that will deny them the ability to lock with ARAD seeker type.
We hear you, Command.
Let's see, what do you got? Yep, haha. Psych, nerds.
Changing position.
Ah, what? Oh, crap.
Knocked out a module.
Damn it, no! They got the curve at the last second. Should have played that a little safer. I think I could have just hard killed those, so maybe I should have kept the radars online. Unfortunately, the defenders need a radar to lock the first little bit here, and they were in the wrong spot. So
Let's get the hell
reduced
out
to
of here.
auxiliary steering only. This thing is going to need to take a little bit of time
Let's
to
hear
just
it.
kind of hang out here and fix itself.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately
Be
kind of
here
stuck
before
here,
you know it.
as I have to just wait for allied assets to push somewhere else. Mass drivers are not looking this way, but there's also still a almost fully intact bulk freighter.
Course laid in.
Not having super high hopes for this match.
You heard the orders. Let's go.
And getting kind of rolled backwards here. The Axe Evasion is still alive, technically, although it is heavily crippled. Just a lot of damage being dealt to it. Have to get the various systems back online, ideally sooner rather than later. Yeah, you can see all the various systems here lit up like a Christmas tree.
We hear you,
We're
Command.
gonna try and peek over the rock here onto Foxtrot and maybe get some shots off, but I don't have super high hopes. Enemy team will, the enemy bulk freighters will have reloaded, so I think it's actually better for me to hold my ground and peek with both of them. I did get good damage into one and probably tax them like a restore or two, but unfortunately, just after eating that container strike, I should have just accepted that I could hard kill those and gone with that instead of trying to play the radars off, because
We
they
restored a
probably
module.
found me on the backswing
Right away,
with a
Commander.
Axe Seeker.
Standing by,
Is
Commander.
the counterplay to missile gameplay is
move.
interesting, and it's a little too much for me to get into right
Aye,
now, but
Commander.
I think that if I kept the radars on and like let my point defense guns actually like find their targets and shoot, it would have been much better than what I ended up doing. So minor error,
We're
but
underway.
we lived.
Movement
technically.
vector plotted.
Just ignore the entire redness of the ship.
The enemy secured zone
I'm playing centers on fire, but it's not intact, so it doesn't matter.
Awaiting your orders,
All right.
Commander.
Let us go ahead and see if we can't get a little more nebbing in.
Now.
Yeah.
Yes, Commander.
I want to peek over the rock, but at the same time, I feel like those
We
bulk
are
freighters
en
are just
route,
like
Commander.
sitting there
Stand by,
waiting for me. And
Copy that.
that said, maybe I can get a shot in or two. They could have gone somewhere else. There's a offside outset out there, which I don't know what that is. Is that getting closer? That's getting closer. I don't like that. Lock on.
Let's finish 'em. Right away.
To roll the ship slightly to face that. We still have some fly swatter missiles, so these are good against light targets that don't have chaff, which is some.
You heard the
Let's see. There you are. Oh, never mind. That's the shuttle instead.
target
You.
lock and cheese.
You. Die.
We'll be there before
Very
you
quickly
know.
dive. That shuttle, I believe, is
What are our
dead.
orders,
Yeah.
Commander?
Gonna mark that killed. That was from earlier. Or is it? No. It might not be
They're
killed.
shooting at us.
Keep it intact. Yep. As we feared, the enemy is unfortunately aware of our presence, so we're gonna have to dive and try and do what we can here.
Securing zone
Get the
eclipse.
other bulk
Movement vector plotted.
raider locked on in a
We've
second.
lost the module.
Yeah, so plasma, unfortunately, coming in towards us. Has not stripped us fully yet, but we do need to quickly move, hitting the flank override so we can just go fast as possible. Try and get that defender back online. That could be very important later if we get containered again.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Firing whatever shots I can. They don't like getting hit by 450, and I've managed to dodge most of their opening salvo here, I think. We're going to just dive a little bit lower and then cruise to the right. Trying to skirt along the edge here to keep this one not able to shoot me, but this one I will be able to fire on. So, a little bit awkward to do, but hey, we're making it work.
Right away.
You're going to come up over the flank and do
Shots
basically the same thing.
We hear you.
Keep your radar on, battle short
Solid
can be
copy.
off. Thank you. Yeah, we'll just fire off what we get. They are firing missiles at us, as we can see again. Rather annoying that.
Course laid
Let's
in.
see. Do we have the golf ball active or not? Omnidirectional jamming, go. That is a lot of stuff. Okay, very cool. Pop chaff, turn off radars.
We have secured zone eclipse.
Awaiting
And let's
orders.
see if this works.
Aye, aye, Commander.
This is going to be interesting. Chaff. Come on. Do your thing, please.
Ready
You're
for
also getting
orders.
jammed by them, but we have friendly radar. Yep, there we go. Bunch of their stuff knocked out. Excellent.
Not as
Aha!
good as the shipyard, but it'll get it done.
I am the point defense. Yippee!
We are securing zone comet.
All right. So we survived that volley. Now we just need to survive the other one. Crap, he sees us. Okay, fire your four guns. Keep these things repaired. Yeah. Repair that aux steering and the bullseye as well, please.
Commander,
Thank
we're
you.
taking
All
damage.
right, we need to have you move now. You can turn off the GOMS
We
jammer.
knocked out a module.
Now you need to get up here and try and fight. If I could just like engage these in a vacuum, I would happily just push over top and massively swat them with a stupid amount of tonnage.
We're losing
But unfortunately, game does not exist in a vacuum, and they are doing very well to keep me from
modules. We're a
doing
bit
that.
busy, Commander.
So I have to move like
We're
so.
taking damage.
Plasma stripping us off here. I don't think we're going to win this one, just given the nature of our fight here, but we are holding enemy assets,
Quiet.
so we will
Command's
take it.
on the line. Engaging.
Gotta try and fight for this here. Yeah, unfortunately, we're stripped out super much in the front, so we have to just try and get the guns back
That's
online.
We
Let's
hear
see.
you.
Is it this one or is it this one?
Commander.
It's this one with the guns, unfortunately, knocked out. Still, it's eating fire that the other expert is not, so that's fine. They can just keep shooting into it. Our damage control can hold, I hope. We'll see if we can get these back online or not. With 2 restores left and no comms jammer. Let's make it happen, Captain. If they wanted to shoot that, that's fine. I can do damage with this one.
Tracking target. Course laid
Get
in.
up here and do this.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Command's on the line.
Fortunately, I do still see those mass drivers out there, and I don't know if they're looking at me or not. Pushing over this is something I'm probably going to have to do now, because...
Component
Oh, yep, there we go.
We'll be there
Huh.
before you know it.
My buddy is
Get the
getting
hell
onto
outta
the point
here.
here, so we're actually good for that.
What are our orders? Targeted.
Can I fire on you? We're going to find
We're
out.
losing
Fire!
components. We're taking damage. On it.
Yeah, heavy damage being dealt here. Uh-oh. This is going to hurt. Pop all the chaff.
Enemy fire. Incoming.
Quickly, Commander.
Turn off the radars.
Yes, Commander.
Chaff.
Don't have any more missiles.
Just throw everything.
We're a bit busy, Commander.
Missiles!
We'll be there before you
We've
know.
restored a module.
They call me Chaffulous Fleet Command.
Quicker.
Make it happen.
Firing
Oh,
some
there's...
lock
It's
the
trouble. Uh-oh.
We're moving.
I don't... missiles hit? 2 missiles hit. Yay! Okay, is that thing dead?
Has been destroyed.
I don't know if that's dead. It is not dead. It is still firing. Ah, crap. Okay, we are heavily screwed right now, because, enemy is, taking good shots at us.
Keep firing.
You, radars on, thank you. Yep, fire everything you got.
What component is
Well, this is gonna hurt.
Get us moving.
I have to make this play, because, otherwise they're definitely gonna cap out on us. So, you know what? Screw it.
Let's get the
We're
hell
going
out
for
of
it,
here.
chat.
A component is destroyed.
There's a time where you just have to say YOLO and push into him. Oh, that's 250 instead. Interesting. Okay. That's why that hurts so much. Good to know. We're just gonna pummel this thing to
We're a
death.
bit busy, Commander.
I thought these were both 100 mils, but no, they actually have 250, which is really good at breaking my damage thresholds, because 100 mil can't actually do that. Just doesn't do quite enough. Oh, don't tell me you have more.
Losing components.
Come on, man. How many containers do you still have? Owie.
Component wrecked. Make it quick.
Alright, just try and repair everything you can. Ugh, that hurts.
We're losing components.
Ow.
We have
Mass
your
driver is
last
bad. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, mass drivers, they're in a bit of a problematic state right now because they have very good force projection range like this. And, I don't want to say they're overpowered, but they are very strong right now. And I think that there's some thoughts being put into making some changes to them. I'm also fighting against, like, basically 3 fleets right now, so I don't expect to win this one. We're just going to fire everything we got and hope for the best, because otherwise we're going to get capped out.
We need to move now.
Okay, stupid gun shuttle is contesting the point, damn it.
Standing by, Commander.
Fire on that gun shuttle, everything you got, because that's the one thing actually holding him here. Oh, the Corvette's just trying to hold them in place. That's funny. Okay, more containers coming in. Defenders, I really hope we have one. Flak, we have a flak gun. Defender, anyone? Yep, okay, we got defenders. Woohoo!
Get us moving.
All right, this is
Vector plotted.
royally scuffed, but we're making it happen.
Ready
Kind
for
of.
orders.
Enemy missile incoming.
Gotta knock this thing out.
What is this?
It's very close here. They're just firing like single missiles trying to like break my point defense net, but I've got a little bit of it left.
Talk to us.
Ow, this hurts a lot.
We have you loud and clear. On the way.
Get into the point. I just need to kill this stupid shuttle. Fire everything.
Affirmative. Engaging.
I don't know if my guns even work anymore.
Missile.
Owie.
Standing by.
DC. Nope, that's fine. That's fine. This thing is actually pretty intact. Wow. For the moment, anyways. Gotta try and knock this stupid shuttle out, because I can't actually kill it with my light assets. No. Okay, defenders still
We have you loud
good.
and clear.
Because we can't actually cap the F point because there's a shuttle with a gun on it, making it count as equally armed as our 3,000 points of experts, which is again one of those little silly factors of the game. That's something that will also get tuned. I've already talked to some balancing people, and they said, yeah, it's like a little bit silly to think about. So I think there's like talks of like making it like relative to like how much fleet power you have for your like asset, because that way you don't just have a shuttle with like a singular pop gun able to contest against literally the entire fleet. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh boy.
Aye, aye.
Yep.
We're
Okay,
working
yep.
on it.
We can hard kill these, I think. Turn off your radar.
Standing
And
by.
I'll go after
Commander.
you. Yes, please. Maybe. Yep. Good.
What
Good.
is it, Command?
Good. Fire everything.
Let's move.
Can we cap the point, please?
All engines.
The little shuttle that could. Okay, these are containers coming in, so that's gonna be fun. Defender is on track, so we're good for that. Just keep the guns firing,
What do
please.
you want?
Gotta try and make this happen.
We need to move now.
We've got the F point. Huzzah! Is it actually dead? I can't hear it. It's knocked out for the moment.
Standing by, Commander.
Crap. They're still on the point. No.
On the move.
Just gotta try and get this stupid point.
Standing
Ow.
by, Commander.
Okay, we're losing the guns again. Crap. Reinforce the pancake stack in the front. Ah!
What?
Pain.
Make it
Win this.
quick.
I am trying to kill... This is like me in real life trying to kill a fly. There is a fly that buzzes around this room. I don't know where they come from every week or whatnot, but they show up somehow. I think it's one of my plants. I'm trying to knock out this stupid thing. There we go. Yep, we're dealing damage. Is it dead? Can't hear it being dead.
Yes,
But that's like the only thing that's contesting the point until they get these like bolt
Quickly,
freighters on
Commander.
point.
Component
If
destroyed.
they do that, then that's bad.
What now, Commander?
Gotta move
Get us
slightly if I
moving.
can. Owie. They're gonna put these things on point. I don't have anything I can do against that, really.
Quickly, Commander.
Why are you still alive?
Zone fulcrum.
Curse you, little pancake.
We're a bit busy, Commander.
All right, fine. Fire on this one.
Spider!
Uh-oh, I heard missiles.
Out with it.
Ow.
We're taking damage.
So yeah, kind of getting my ass kicked here. Very fun. Yippee.
Moving on your way.
We're taking damage.
Owie.
We're losing components.
Trying to do things here. Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to do this sooner because they did have the little assets. This is why I like the fly swatter missiles, because they're very good against a shuttle like this. Although in this case, they brought the exact counter, which is a VLS with chaff, because I only have active seeker. And they've got a defender with, not a defender, a Pavis and a T-20. So it counts as armed. It's able to shoot down torpedoes. It's able to soft kill active seekers. So very good combo from their angle. I am just basically losing here. There's nothing I can really do to cap this point, and they're going to win out the game with that, as they have...
Enemy is securing zone boxer.
We might get the A cap here, but yeah, unfortunately, we just couldn't get the top one, so it's actually pretty damn close. Like, ridiculously close. I just can't actually win this fight, sadly.
Yes,
Damn.
command.
So, surprising, but...
Securing zone A.
No, they're also getting the B point, so it wouldn't have mattered. Nuts.
Damage control.
Yep, that's going to be GG here. They're going to cap out in, like, one more tick. So,
What are our orders?
you know, honestly, for Canyon, given that I didn't really like this map, and that it was kind of a weird drop where I had basically nothing to fight until I got up here, and I got completely clobbered, I think that went pretty well. I will take losing it by 50 points like that. All right. Let's see. Battleship did 13. Okay, how much did we do? Hey, you know, whoa, okay, wow. I didn't realize we did that much damage. So, 14.3k and 20k. Yeah. That was something. I gotta say to them, the MD bulks were very annoying. Container liner player only got about 10k. All right. Versus, yeah, mass drivers over here. Like, pair of these things, just, yeah, huge amount of damage that they can deal over time. These are inflated numbers, keep in mind, because the way the mass driver damage is calculated. But, yeah, they just suppressed very well. They had these little ones. Yeah, just mass driver is not a big map like this. Kind of a compounding thing. Yeah, you know, I will take losing by 50 points for that. Satoran, I think, with the Pipkin Pippa fleet. I forget if they're like a gold or not, but yeah, I think they've played a little more than I have, and yeah. Yeah, they managed to do pretty well against me, but still, my ships were technically still in the game at the end there. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with how that worked. What a crushed you. Burnt MD support. Arrgh. I'll get him next time. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with how that went, given that I did kind of mess up. Yeah, it probably distracted the man to survive there with the CLs long enough for me to reinforce. That would have been great, but unfortunately, they got kind of stuck by the surprise aspect there. Yeah, 85%. Damn, yeah. Mass drivers, I think that mass drivers, they've talked about this before, about them getting a little balance pass. They are strong right now. I won't call them overpowered, but I will say that they need to be reined in a little bit because they do a lot of damage from a very far distance. Yeah. All right, anyways, I think that's where we're going to end the stream today. I only had enough time to get in like 1 or 2 games. I've got about 30 minutes until I officially need to go, but I don't want to make people wait for me. I'm gonna just check and see who else is on Twitch, see if I pass off this to somebody else. Let's see. Who is streaming today? Hey, my buddy Catbro is streaming. We're gonna go ahead and raid him. He's a cool dude. Yeah. Anyways, that'll be it for today's nebulous nonsense and that. So thanks everyone for tuning in and that. We're going to go raid Frat. He's a cool dude, fellow Catboy, same artist. So, hey, siblings and that technicalities. Yeah. Anyways, I've been NekoboyBlue. Thanks for coming to my Neb stream. You can follow my Twitch, see when I go live and do more silly stuff like this. I've got a Twitter that I post updates and funny things too. And yeah, until next time, I'm going to go make you Frat's problem. Bye.